Reading Rainbow. We've been live for like 8 seconds. You over here singing. Welcome back to Man Down Sports, y'all. We appreciate y'all for joining us. Make sure when y'all come in, y'all hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Britne from Sideline Speaks and Chris and Corey from Cowboy Speak. Man, we are here. Zoe is out today. Dominique is out today. And Jay is out today, y'all. He gonna be out for a little while. I did want to say this one thing before we get started. You know, I don't know if a lot of y'all already knew, but Jay, you know, he's had kidney failure for a little while. He's known about it, and he's been dealing with it and stuff like that. But he just recently started his dialysis, and you know, so he's gonna be he's gonna be out from the show for a little while. But I did want to let y'all know that if you O positive with your blood type and you feel compelled that you want to help out, you want to donate a kidney, the information is right there. I put it also in the description if you want to contact Jay, his phone number, his email as well. I mean, it don't hurt to even just check to see if you're a match and then go from there, man. So if y'all could pray about it, and then, let God speak to you and see if this is something that you would like to do and like to help someone out, man. It's definitely going to a good brother, man. So information is on this flyer, but it's also in the description box. And, I pray that somebody be compelled to want to donate, right? So I appreciate that, and oh man, that's tough, man. But that's my dog, man. That's my dog, Jay, y'all. So let's shout out our members, the Joker 687, Mary Lewis, 64 Slim, Laker Nation, Mikey Brass, Cliff Hill, Zena Omega, Simply 510, Michael Young, Big Al, Master Chief, Savon Arnold, Malachi Israel, Scott Merriweather, Ashley H. It's Not That Serious, Keith Brazell, Big T, James Reed, Demetrius Day, Taco Master, Cedric Franklin, E. King, Steve Cabra, Unspoken Voices, Taco Master, Ron Waters, WW, Shay J, R. Bean, Jeffrey God, Wizman Ballin, and Shy Rider Westside of 23. I appreciate all of y'all for being members and donating to the channel on the financial level. We definitely appreciate that, man. All right. Last thing we want to get to is our sponsor. Here's a word from Underdog. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player, or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code Man Down Sports and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Plus, now that it's football season, you can follow Man Down Sports as we reveal our favorite picks from week to week. Like I said before, pick your favorite player, pick higher or lower, choose your dollar amount, and win some money. It's just that easy. Make picks, win money. We also want to thank Underdog Fantasy for partnering with us, and we want to thank you for helping the channel out by using Man Down Sports on Underdog Fantasy. All right, y'all. All right, man. We got all the business out the way. Thank y'all for for everybody in the comment section that said prayers up for Jay, man. Definitely prayers up for Jay. But other than that, I probably should have done that a little bit later, because now we're in like a dark mood, but we can pick it up, y'all. Jay will be
brighten us up.
Huh?
Brighten us up then, sir.
Brighten us up. Okay. All right. I mean, I think I can brighten y'all up, man. Where's my championship belt?
Oh my God! No.
The championship belt not gonna do it.
No, it's gonna make it worse.
Why? Why is it gonna make it worse?
Hey, matter of fact, you can't even hold that belt no more. You're not defending champ.
I'm not the defending champ, but the defending champ not here, so I'm the only one that got a belt.
I got the crown.
Anybody else hold it up?
I got the ultimate crown, so it don't matter. Like, don't nobody care about
that. But you did. Only thing you did was like the team that won. Like, I actually put work in to get my belt.
Oh, I also worked for the team that won. Look
It's
at
not the
you
same
now.
thing.
It
It's not the
is
same
the same
thing.
thing.
It's not the same thing, though. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing.
Since
Stuff,
when you start working for the Eagles?
stuff y'all don't know about me, huh?
Since when you start working for the Eagles?
Yeah, man. When this happened?
About me.
So you gonna get a Super Bowl ring in the mail too?
That's a good question.
Oh,
Oh,
here we go. All right. Okay.
I'm not supposed to talk about my secret life, but my life outside of podcast.
living a double life over there, a little secret life.
Secret.
All right, who we got in the comments? We got Taco Master. We got one moderator. We got some new people in here. Anthony Hernandez, main event. I don't remember seeing you. I see Guillermo in here. Taco Master already donated $25.69. Got a spice up for Jay. I appreciate it, Taco Master. New member. Oh, he just gifted this to somebody. Oh, no, member for 10 months. Okay, that's a milestone. Appreciated that, man. Hit the share button, hit the like button, y'all. Let's make sure we get max participation in here. It's gonna be a call-in show. Hold on, Chris. We're gonna have to put your number.
I ain't figured out how to not have my ringtone come through the roadcaster yet.
By turning the ring off.
I do turn the ringer off, but because it's Bluetooth, it still comes through the roadcaster.
It does not. Don't worry about it. I got it.
It does. You ain't never heard my phone ring before? Like, call me right now.
No, sir. No, sir.
You see?
No, sir. No, sir.
I mean, I would do it if I figured out how to fix that. I would have no problem putting my number up there.
Actually, no, you good. You good. I got it. You just let me do it real quick.
Can y'all hear that?
All you gotta do is turn the ring off.
The ringer is off, Mel.
The ringer is I just heard the ringer. It's impossible for the ringer to be off if it's ringing.
The ringer is off.
Go into settings and turn the ring off, man.
Do anybody think that makes sense that the ringer is off but it's ringing?
I can't make this up. I can't. I promise you I can't.
I can't either. I can't make it. No, somebody for real.
You got an iPhone 6.
See, now my ringer is on. Now I turned it off. If y'all call, y'all still gonna hear the ringtone. I don't know why it does that. See,
well, either way, I got it.
His phone broke.
I don't know. I gotta play around with it. So I'll figure it out after the show. I'll get it together.
Hold on. Let me get it set up. So because I know people want to call in on this topic. All right, we're good. Good to go.
Talk about it.
Other than that, how y'all doing, man?
Man, can't complain.
Chilling. Yeah.
Can't complain.
I could complain, but I ain't gonna complain. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's get started, y'all. Our first topic, of course, is Bronny James. He had a heck of a game last night in a blowout loss to the Bucks. They got the doors blowed off of them, but Bronny went out there, had a very efficient shooting night. A lot of he looked very good. He looked springy. He looked quick, fast, bouncy. His handle was good. Getting in the lane, making decisions. His jumper was falling. Hit a couple of threes. I mean, I really enjoyed watching him. It really looked good. There was some starters out there for the Bucks as well on some of his buckets. Really looked good. And Stephen A. Smith, I guess people felt like that he was critical of Bronny. I think what Stephen A. Smith and a lot of other people was doing was calling the spade a spade. He wasn't playing well. And a lot of people was like, man, you should not have threw him out there to the Wolves before he was ready. And that's what a lot of people were saying, including Stephen A. Smith. But he had a change of tune. So he spoke about the game last night. This is what he said.
Lakers took a 118-89 loss to the Bucks last night, but it didn't come without some wins. Bronny James, a career-high 17 points, shooting 7 for 10 with 5 assists and 3 rebounds in 30 minutes of play. James Jr. even had a highlight moment, crossing up former MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Here's head coach JJ Redick postgame.
Not surprised by tonight. And I think his confidence is growing. I think the next step is just becoming an elite conditioned athlete, because when he does that with his physical tools and just his burst and his handle, and we think he's going to be an above average to really good NBA shooter. He's gonna have a chance to really make an impact.
All right, we know JJ was a shooter himself, and he said above average to really good shooter is his potential. Stephen A., what did you think of Bronny's performance last night?
I was very impressed. I was very impressed because I saw an elevation in his level of confidence and poise. It was like it didn't really faze him. He didn't look as nervous as he had looked in previous appearances on the basketball court. He looked like somebody that belonged. Now, obviously, Milwaukee gave it to them last night, but just looking at the Lakers without LeBron, without Luka, without Rui Hachimura, without Austin Reeves, of course, that put Bronny James in a position where he could get his 30 minutes, but give credit where credit is due. There were some moves that he put out on the court, ball handling skills, getting to the basket, finishing at the basket, pulling up for jumpers, hitting a three, 17.7 to 10 shooting from the field. I was impressed, okay? This is the big picture here that I want to bring up. I might have been wrong. Are you listening, LeBron James? Are you listening, James family? Are you listening, Rich Paul? Are you listening, all of you people? Because here's my position. My position was all along, Bronny James needed to be in the G League. Put him in the G League, let him be in the G League his first year. And then after that, let him come on, because I've always believed that this kid has the potential, once I watched him, to be in the NBA. But what I saw last night made me say to myself, wait a minute. He keeps showing up and playing like that. JJ Redick and his staff obviously doing an exceptional job coaching him. The G Leaguers obviously doing a good job of preparing him. Him sitting on the bench, learning, watching the Lakers players, being in practice with them sometimes. Evidently, that seems to be working for him. And if that kind of stuff continues, then indeed he'll be in the league as a bona fide player sooner than later. One game does that make that determination. You need to do more than that.
All right, so I cut him off a little bit, but listen, you heard what Stephen A. Smith said, but I mean, you got your own opinion, man. Should we be impressed by what we seen from Bronny James last night, or should we be like, yeah, okay, it was cool? Like, what's y'all thoughts?
I mean, I think the only reason that anybody is remotely impressed because it's so much better than what he's shown before. But at the end of the day, it's 17 points. It's 17 damn points. Like, come on, man.
But it looked good though. It looked good.
It was impressive to a sort. It was impressive to a sort. But you got to look at the circumstances. It's like it's loaded. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this? Yeah, there was some starters in there, but I mean, the game was well out of hand. You know, so 17 points in garbage time. You know, and ESPN kept coming across. You know, new career high. You know, making it more than what it was. Yes, did he finally have a good shooting performance? He was 70%. To 50% from the three, you know what I'm saying? Some rebounds, some assists, right? It looked good, you know, but I'm not ready to go and be like, you know, yeah, you know, Bronny's now, you know, becoming an NBA player, right? Every bad NBA player
is though. It looked good on the floor. It just wasn't 17 points. It actually looked good the way he got his 17, and it was some competition on there. And I seen someone, John Disciple said it wasn't garbage time. It was garbage time from tip off. When you pull out your entire starting five, that's garbage time. anytime your starting five is pulled out, that's garbage time. I'm sorry, because what garbage time means is it means that guys that normally wouldn't get shots and get opportunities and get looks can get it because the guys that's supposed to be getting them are on the bench. So it's garbage time when all of your starters is on the bench and we're saying, okay, now Bronny, you can put up 18 shots or whatever, how many shots he took, 14, 15 shots.
I think it was 7
right?
to 10.
7 to 10. Okay, 10 shots. You know what I mean? So if Dalton Connect was out there, but he for somehow took less shots than Bronny. I don't know how that happened. But if LeBron, Luka, Reeves, Rui, and all of those guys was in the lineup, those are 10 shots that LeBron probably wouldn't get. There's probably 10 minutes LeBron wouldn't get either. Right. I mean, Bronny, you know, so it is garbage time, Young Disciple. I'm sorry. But you know, but everything else, I agree that it did look good.
Finally, it was a good brand of Bronny basketball. But in order for it to, like, you know, a blind squirrel can get a nut still. I got to see this again.
Yeah, I mean, but my point is he got garbage time before and didn't look this good. So he's getting garbage time and he's looking better. That's the next step. All right. The first step was he's getting garbage minutes and he looked trash for a long time. Then they demoted him to the G League and he went down there and they let him spin, let him build his confidence up, brought him back, gave him garbage time again. He looked trash again. They sent him back. You know, now it's all about fixing his confidence and getting his timing and his feel right. He comes back, and now you give him garbage time again, and he actually looks good against a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give him credit for that, right? You got to give him credit for that. Yeah, you got to give him credit.
Why?
Because he looked good. He's a rookie. He's 20, and we're seeing progression. That's all we can ask for is progression.
I'll give him credit for the progression. That congratulations. You did better than you've done all season.
Correct.
It's
the
17.
Ball was set low for sure.
It's 17 points, man.
It is 17 points.
If he hit 30, we could have this hype. We can talk now. The 17.
I think like that's the next. I think that's the next step is like get 25 in garbage time, and then get 25 in a game that you actually have a chance to win, and you're contributing to the win.
It's not even about the points. It's about how he looks. It's about how he looked. It's not about the points. Right. Remember, the points don't even matter in this area anyway. Anybody can get points. They giving them away.
Right. So them giving them away.
He just made
giving the points away, and he scored 17.
And it took him this long to get 17.
But he looked like a player. He looked good out there.
So that's what was impressive. It was the fact that he finally looked somewhat resembling of an NBA player.
He was making his shots. He was decisive. He didn't look like a fish out of water. You know, all of this stuff.
I'll give you that.
He could have had 5 points and played the way he played and looked the way he looked, and I would have been impressed.
So the aesthetic is what is impressive. Not
you
the
gotta give him credit where credit is due. You gotta give him credit where credit is due. All right.
But how much credit we gonna give him, Britt?
But can I finish my thought first, sir?
Okay,
you know, I'll be sitting quiet while y'all be talking the whole time. And then people be like, well, she don't talk enough. No, I'm just playing. But
no, that's facts though.
You gotta give him credit where credit is due. I agree with Mel from the sense of you could see his confidence starting to come out. So I think I don't know why Stephen A felt the need to pull back his previous statements, because what he said wasn't false. He did need to go down to the G League. He did need to build his confidence. I mean, eventually we knew, or most of us knew, that eventually his development would improve, right? His game would eventually, you're working with some of the best trainers in all of basketball throughout usually the world. So we knew eventually he's going to start to improve. Is the 17 points impressive? It depends on how you look at it. If you look at it from the perspective of where LeBron put his bar at earlier by the comments that he said prior to him even getting in the league, then no, absolutely not. But is it impressive from where he first started? Then sure, it is impressive. But I mean, I give him credit where credit is due, but he's still, to me, in my opinion, he still has a long way to go. I appreciate the 17 points, but I think I could score 17 in this day and age with this league just by shooting the basketball. So I'm just saying. But I'm gonna give him credit where credit. He still has a long way to go. I said a long time ago, I could see him being more of a defender type guy. Maybe if he develops that 3-point shot, a 3-and-D type guy. I don't know if I ever see him like a superstar. I could be wrong, but eventually he'll really start to contribute when the games matter the most. But he did what he came in and did what he was supposed to do. So I'm gonna give him credit for that.
He ain't getting superstar. You know what I mean? But you know who he remind me of though, and this is crazy because this guy lit up high school, but it just goes to show when you get in a situation and they're gonna force you to actually be decent somehow. But if you look at Scoot Henderson, they got the same type body type, same build. I mean, Bronny James' jump shot actually looks better than his from 3, right? But Scoot is getting better. Chauncey Billups is working with him, but he can't really throw Scoot out there too much because he still make a lot of mistakes. But if you look at Scoot and Bronny, I think it's gonna be real interesting to watch them year after year and see which one progress more. Because Scoot got a lot of talent. And if he let Bronny surpass him, that's good. I mean, that's gonna be bad. I mean, that's good. But the thing is, Scoot has had plenty of games like this. It's just they up and down. Sometimes he have them like this, and then next thing you know, he having a bad game. But you'll never know it unless you watch him Portland play. Like you'll never see it on ESPN. So in your mind, you probably think Bronny progressing more than Scoot, man. But I want y'all to keep an eye on Scoot though. Just keep an eye on him.
For sure. I like this comment that the comment that was just up there. I like that comment.
Yeah, I put it up there because I was going to address it, but then, dang, I just lost it. Here we go.
I'm tired of this give him credit movement. Being a basketball player is about contributing to your team winning in a real game, mind you, not in a scheduled loss.
What about this one?
This is far worse than a participation award. There are no more standards for success if folks are celebrating this. I mean, ESPN is all over it, talking about career high and Bronny goes off at career high 17 points. Like when I seen the notification, because it kind of cut off, it was like Bronny goes off for career. And then I was like, oh, 30, 25, 30, something, 17 points. I was just like,
blowout loss. That's what.
Then I didn't even see the score. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm watching the highlights. I look at the bottom and see what the score was. I'm like, the Lakers is down like 25.
Yeah. I mean, it's garbage time, man. But at this point, man, because the whole point of us even critiquing this thing from a Bronny perspective was the fact that his dad was putting him in a situation that we knew he wasn't ready for, right? Now that that's all done, we've all talked about how bad that was of a plan for LeBron, and we talked about how bad it was for him to do it for his own personal gain, and all the scrutiny that Bronny was going to have to take when he looked bad. He's already took that scrutiny. Right now, it's to the point where it's no point to scrutinize Bronny anymore. We wasn't scrutinizing Bronny in the first place. We were just telling LeBron, this is a bad look, brother. Like, why would you do your son like that in front of millions? That's a lot of attention for him to have, man. But let me get to this phone line. Caller from, I don't know where you're from. Caller, can you hear me? No, hold on. Let me get the call on. Hold on. Where's this daggone Bluetooth at? See, Chris, this why I think.
Don't blame me. Don't.
Lord have mercy, man. This new stuff, man. I can't even find it.
You know what? That scrutiny is not going to go away because he comes back out and the next game he scores 2 points or he doesn't score any points. It's going to come right back around. So, look, we all know where Bronny, even after the 17 points, he still, to me, is more of a G League player, still looking to develop right now. But that's how I look at it. You still got.
All right, caller, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yo, I just want to say the thing, like, it's crazy how many people are glazing this whole Bronny James thing, right? And it's like at one comment said, this is all basically just participation, right? We everybody feels so bad for Bronny James that anything he do, it makes it look golden, right? Like, when did we get to a point to where a guard crossing up a big man is crazy impressive? You know what I'm saying? Like, from what I remember, that's always a mismatch. That should happen. You feel me? So when I was seeing that, when I woke up and I was seeing that, and I thought to myself, like, oh dang, Lakers must have won, right? Because that's all I see on my newsfeed. ESPN, Bronny James, ESPN, Bronny James, ESPN, Bronny James. But then when I click on it, they lose by like 30-something points. I'm like, what the heck is this? Right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
stuff can't be real. But this is like you said, this is the LeBron James effect, right? LeBron James put him in the situation, a darn near impossible situation, man, to where he knows his son's capabilities. He knows what he can do, right? The thing that LeBron James wanted is he wanted the media, he wanted the NBA to push his son to the next level. And the thing about that is that he didn't realize is that you got to have the game to back it up to do that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Michael Jordan, right? The Nike campaign wouldn't have been nothing if Michael Jordan was Bronny James. How can they sell that? You feel what I'm saying?
Come on,
how can they sell that?
Come on, man.
No, I'm just saying, like, just think about it, right? Like, it's the same thing. They prop him up during draft day, during his college and high school career and stuff like that, right? Now they can't sell him to us like that because he's not performing, right? That's not, I'm not talking about how great Michael Jordan is versus Bronny. I'm just talking about the concept of being able to promote something long term. After this father-son moment and stuff came up, after that, all that stuff is done, then either he performs or he's going to get criticized as an NBA player. And NBA players, they act like WNBA players when they don't know why they're not getting paid a lot. Right? So to them, it's like, why are we getting criticized? We don't know. Then you'll hear LeBron say some stupid stuff like, well, the 3 points is ruining the game. Then go out there and shoot 9 of them suckers that only make 1. So what they saying is not the same thing as what we watching. And that's the problem, because I feel like they think that we're stupid. And that's the main thing that I hate about all this.
Yeah. But you know what? Like I said earlier, man, like our time to say all of that was the first month or two of the season. Man, like it's kind of like at this point, man, like, all right, man, we've said everything we need to say about what we think about LeBron James doing this, but now it's done, and we spoke our piece about it. Ain't no need to be the dead horse, man. Now we can just critique the game. If you have a good one, great. You had a good game, even if it was in garbage time. But if you have a bad game, we'll be able to critique that as well. And so today is just the day that we get to say some good things about Bronny.
For once.
Yeah, I mean, but how much good things can you actually say about that, though? You know what I mean?
I mean,
like, anybody look comfortable when there's nothing.
Sure.
When there's nothing to lose, right?
Sure,
but
there's two things that can happen. You can look bad in garbage time, or you can look good in garbage time. At least he looked good in garbage time.
That is true. That's true. I ain't gonna argue with that there.
Yeah.
But it's just like we have to see him consistently do it in order to give him real credit. Correct?
To give him the ultimate credit, sure, yeah. But you can still give him real credit. It's just not on. It's levels to it, right? So it just won't be the ultimate credit that we would give someone like, like Dalton Connect. He's playing big time, real minutes as a rookie, but he's also 23 years old, 24 years old. So he's a little more mature, a little more seasoned. He played 4 years of college, man. So, he should be a little bit further along. But I really like Dalton Connect. So even if he came out and had 8 points, his 8 points are always like, you can tell he can play. You know what I mean? So,
right.
It is what it is, man. I appreciate the call though.
No problem. Salute to y'all. Keep up the good work.
All right, no doubt.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So the issue with this phone, for some reason, it disconnects from the Bluetooth, man. Like, let's see if it's disconnected again, and it is disconnected. Lord have mercy. All right, caller, what's good?
What's good, man? This the real Elise. You might see me in the chat and comment on a lot of your videos.
Yeah, I see your comment now.
Hey,
yeah.
What's good? How y'all doing, man? Salute to you. Keep doing your thing. You on the panel.
Yeah, we good, man. We good. What's your thoughts, though?
My thoughts on this it's frustrating, bro, because we got like another 44 years of this with, Bronny and Bryce. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
how many years? How many years?
44. Let's be honest, 44. Let's be honest. LeBron 22. Let's say Bronny another 22, and then Bryce another 22.
well, that 22 go out overlap because he's coming in a couple of years, so and maybe 1 year.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So there's overlap. Like so we got about 23 years, but I mean they might not even play that long though. They definitely not gonna play 20 plus years. Like nope.
Man, I don't put nothing past LeBron James and his clique, man, and his little minions, bro. This is one game we overreact. They got blew out, and it was convenient because they played Doc Rivers, they played Darvin Ham, former coach Giannis Antetokounmpo. You got to understand, when I was watching after the game and all the handshakes and everything, the whole Milwaukee Bucks team was really saluting Bronny James. So Bronny James stayed after so he can just, you know what I'm saying, shake hands with all those players. So they got like an admiration and a high level of respect for him. So I wouldn't put it past him if they was like, before the game, Doc Rivers and them instructing his team to like, man, just take it easy on the youngster, man. Don't play hard on him. Kind of just let him. No, real talk. That happens in the NBA with the competitiveness. We watch every game. It's a lack of competition where players are letting people just score. Yeah. Now, when it's a high pressure, high intense competition where I'm not going to let you get an inch, then I can guarantee you that 17 points will turn into 2 points on like 1 for 8. Shooting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 4 turnovers. So it's an overreaction. You know how they got that overreaction, underreaction on ESPN when they do the football. Is this an overreaction or underreaction? It's just an overreaction. But he did his thing, but it was like a G League game for him. He was comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But we watched him in other games where the stakes was much higher, where teams was playing to win, where he was just getting dogged on both ends of the court. So, I mean, I'll take this with a grain of salt. But that's all I got.
Wow. Corey, Chris, Britne, your thoughts?
I'm a little shocked by the comment.
I'll come
on this game. But yeah, caller, I absolutely I agree. The game did just kind of seem like, it was out of hand early. And that's the perfect time for somebody to go in and get some confidence. And the confidence is going to be better when you're going against the other teams, starters and the first unit off the bench, because Giannis was still in there. We seen the so-called crossover of Giannis and stuff like that. So that's gonna be like, man, you gonna go back home and you be like, man, I just took on Giannis and da 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 da. So that's gonna build the confidence, and it has the feelings of like a Make-A-Wish game, almost like.
His comments like that, Bill.
Hey, Lisa, I'm gonna take your comments off the air, man. I'm gonna take this other call. Go ahead, Corey.
It's like that comment that Wild 23 dude put up, doing an excellent job proving y'all are haters, right? Because he's a millionaire, bro. That dude was a millionaire when he was born. Like, that's his dad. His daddy got an $8 million contract extension. Don't try to act like that dude got paid $8 million. He ain't no damn. His daddy is a millionaire. His dad is a billionaire. Like, come on,
he's a millionaire now, though.
Man, no,
his contract say $8 million. He ain't got all of it yet, but plus he had money from streaming before he got there. Listen, we just gotta look. Give him listen. We got a whole nother career to critique Bronny James. He had a night where he had a good game against the Bucks and they lost by 30. Got to get a kid credit. He looked, and I don't mean to call him a kid like he's really a kid. I'm just calling him a kid because I'm older.
Kid in the rookie sense.
Well, yeah, because I'm older. Yeah, he's not a kid. He's grown, right? He's grown. But at the end of the day, He looked good out there. I was impressed by what I saw, even though I seen it in a blowout game. I know to take it with a grain of salt. I know it doesn't mean that he's ready now. It just means that his nerves was a little bit better. His shot was falling a little bit better. He was more decisive. It's a step in the right direction. I mean, that's all we can say. That's all we can say. Caller, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. Man Down Sports. Just want to say thank you for taking my call. It's my first time calling in.
Man, appreciate you calling in.
Welcome.
I listen to your podcast all the time, man. I enjoy the NBA talk. And this is JB right here. And I just want to say I just want to take a different take on things, man. I've been a lifelong Laker fan, man, and I sit here and I just shake my head and like, wow, man, how much further is the bar going to be lowered? And I look at this, man, it's like, now, 7 years ago, we had all this promise. We had this tremendous future. And all the real young talent been clipped off and shipped out of there. And I got to sit here and watch a game where a young man, and this isn't about trying to be biased or anything. This is professional sport. This is professional basketball. Like, you wouldn't see this go down in the NFL. There's nowhere in the world they're going to capitulate. It's too much right on the line in the NFL. You're not going to see this in baseball, no matter who it is. This is not Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. we witnessing right here. And it's like, I got to sit here and tune in to a sports program. I'm talking about like on ESPN and watch them bloviate over a player who scores. Well, how many points he scored last night?
17.
Against a team that looked like they was just like chilling.
The game was over at tip-off.
And I'm sitting here, man, I'm like, with the Los Angeles Lakers, this man that's taken his franchise, turned it inside out, got rid of all the real talent. And it's almost like he's saying, I'm a flex to the point where I'm going to make y'all cater to my every whim. And what's crazy is, outside of that 1 year that culminated in the bubble, and I'm a lifelong Laker fan, I know what real championship basketball looks like. And I know, based on experience, as I'm sure that everybody do this on this panel, the whole thing is about, they told us when all this started, we was going to be in contention for a championship after championship after championship. And remember, in year one, he didn't lead them to the playoffs. So the whole thing started off on a bad note.
Didn't lead him to the playoffs and had to bring AD in to get everything popping.
Bring AD. But the killer part is, after that, I remember when they didn't get AD during that season, and then Magic Johnson stepped down because the pressure was too much. It got too real, and he said, I'm out of here. He said, no mas. So you had Brandon Ingram out there. He was dropping 27, 5, and 5. Kuz was dropping 20. I watched it, and I'm sitting there like, he couldn't get them to the playoffs? So what I'm saying is, when they say he's led us back to relevance, no, we've made it possible for him to extend his career, so his name can continue.
I agree. I agree.
Right,
I agree. And you're making a good point. So, because what LeBron does is he brings the circus with him. He brings the attention. It's going to sell tickets. It's going to be on TV. So when he shows up, the owner knows I'm at least going to get attention. I'm going to get TV games, and I'm going to sell tickets and put butts in seats. I got that. Now it's up to the ownership in the front office to bring him all the help he needs to make the team actually play good basketball, because LeBron can't really do that by himself no more. He brings the circus and the attention, but he needs AD to come and give them the boost, Dwight Howard to come give him the boost, and now Luka to come give them a boost, because they wasn't gonna make the playoffs this year until they did that Luka trade. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna share this.
Go ahead.
I just want to share this real quick. See, I watched that young core. The year before they brought this dude to the team, and people forget they improved by 20 games over 2 years. They was ultra competitive. most of those games came down to the last 4 or 5 minutes where only youth and inexperience stopped them from winning. I guarantee if they would have stayed the course, don't bring LeBron to this team. Because once they brought him to the team, the young core was done. You can just, cancel those plans. He was going to clear out the whole deck. Okay. I guarantee if they would have stayed the course and truly believed in what they had, and you continue to draft the talent like they've been doing with Dalton Connect and Max Christie and Scottie Pippen Jr., and you bring in the right superstar player to be the final piece of the puzzle, I guarantee this franchise would be rolling high, and they would be winning way more than what they think they are winning. And you would have to make these constant trades, because you would think AD was going to be the total answer to the solution, but you can't win with AD. So
yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that, because if you look at how Boston did it with Jaylen Brown and Tatum, I think the Lakers could have done that same thing with Ingram. Maybe not Ingram and Kuzma, but Ingram and someone else a little bit better than Ingram. Like Ingram would have been in the Jaylen Brown role, and they would have had to find. Hold on. They would have had to find someone else. So they could have done that without bringing in LeBron. Maybe they still get AD. Maybe it's Ingram and AD and the core around that. They could have done that. And so I'm with you on that. But I'm gonna take that coming off the air, man. We're gonna move to our next topic.
All right, brother. Thank you for taking my call.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate you, brother.
Final thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, congratulations to Bronny. He's starting to really like show a little, but like for me, I got to see this on a consistent basis. When you get your time on the court, because granted, you're not going to be on the court, you're not going to get starters minutes or even first unit off the bench minutes, you know what I'm saying? But with the time that you do get on the court, I need to see this. Now that you've shown me, I need to see this again.
I'm with you on that. Tim Jones in the comment section said, bro has his own money. And when I say he got his own money, I mean he got his own money.
Come on. I don't think anybody hating on the dude, man. I think that is the way that the media has thrown this in everybody's face, right? Mm-hmm. That the dude had I'm not gonna say mediocre game, but he had a pretty normal NBA game. And that's what everybody's tripping off of. And I don't know how people don't understand that. Like, everybody said all across your time feed, all across your social media, everything, Bronny has a career high game. So the first time a rookie steps on the floor and scores 4 points, are we gonna blow it up? Because that's his career high. You understand what I'm saying? It's 4 points.
Right. Yeah.
So Bronny scores 17 points, and all of a sudden it's like world news, and now he's in the MVP race. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I just don't understand it. And it's just like, and all it is because it's another way to put Bronny and LeBron somewhere, and you know what I'm saying, and blow it up to something that it's not. The dude scored 17 damn points, man. Like, let's relax.
17 points, and he now is averaging 2 points.
The same dude that said 17 isn't 4 is the same dude that said why, like, the dude had a career high. Like, if I go out in my first game in the NBA and score 2 points, that's my career high. Are we blowing it up on ESPN? No, we not. The dude scored 17 points. Chill the hell out. Like, hey, come on.
Corey, you wanna know something crazy real quick before we go? It's unfortunately it's leaking over to Bryce as well, because Sierra Canyon just won the state championship, and the notification that came across was, Bryce James and Sierra Canyon secures the state championship. Bryce had 2 points.
I was like, he's not the star of the team.
Bryce had 2 points in the championship game. Why am I getting notifications from ESPN that Bryce and Sierra Canyon won the state championship, and Bryce shot 1 for 6 or 1 for 8 and got 2 points?
That 2 points was very important to the team. That 2 points was very important, man. James Williamson, man, I appreciate the $50 super chat. I've been watching this show for a while and just wanted to show some love. We definitely appreciate that. I definitely call in one day to say my piece. The league is washed and the mainstream media is washed. That I 100% agree. We shouldn't speak about LeBron at all. That's what his father wants. Yeah.
His father shouldn't have put it out there.
Yeah.
He just put the
LeBron
cart
knew-
before the horse, and now the
He knew what he was doing. You knew
And then
exactly
somebody
what
in
he
the
was doing.
comments just said that Bronny was the best player on his team in high school. No, the hell he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
No, the hell he wasn't.
he wasn't.
That dude with the fine ass mama was the one that was the best player on the team.
Sheesh.
Move it.
That boy, I tell you, Bailey.
Imani
Man.
Bailey.
Yes.
Motherfucker hoop.
Yeah, his mama hoop too. We can move to the next topic, man. We can keep it with the Lakers because something that was said very interesting by one of the Morris twins. I don't know if it was Markeith or Marcus. It was one of them. He was on a podcast, some random podcast, and he just was talking about the NBA and the Lakers and the Luka trade, and he said something so profound that I had to get y'all opinion on the show. I can't believe he said it. Have y'all heard this one yet?
No, I haven't. This is news to me.
I think that was Marcus because I think he was talking about the Sixers in that too, or Daryl Morey with that. I think it's Marcus.
Yeah, he was. Yep. Yeah, but listen to what he said about AD and LeBron.
And Luka Doncic as your primary ball handlers and AR as a third option. I love that because now you can put the ball in each of those guys' hands. I felt as though, and I said this to you earlier, I felt as Anthony Davis was in LeBron's way. You know what I mean? Because LeBron's really a 4 now. And that's the position that Anthony Davis wanted to play. He was always on a box. He wasn't really stretching the 3 that well. Now you add another guard, not even just another guard. Let's just make that clear. You add top 5 guard in the NBA.
Top 5 player
that can get it from anywhere. And he's a matchup nightmare. When 77 walk in the building, OKC, Minnesota, Phoenix, Clippers, they dread seeing him. And now he got 2-3 on his back, right with him. And what does that equal to?
100.
Okay, listen to this, man. Hey,
I remember some math from college and high school.
Listen to this.
A little bit.
Hey,
usually I just use a calculator on my phone.
Anytime it equal to 100, listen. Hey, man, you got a problem. So if LeBron and Luka stays healthy, I feel like that's.
I think the Lakers definitely.
So the main thing I wanted y'all to get out of that was he said that Anthony Davis was in LeBron's way because LeBron really the one needed to play the 4, not AD. And AD was on the block and clogging the lane. He wasn't stretching the floor to the 3-point line. What's y'all thoughts on that, man? And do you buy the idea that Anthony Davis was in LeBron's way this whole time?
No.
If that's being in the way, what do you call that bubble ring then?
Well, I mean,
you don't get that bubble ring without AD being in the way.
If anything, him and Luka don't have 2 basketballs to share. It's just one. If anything, Luka is in the damn way.
And also, somebody must have cut that Morris twin a check. I ain't gonna say who. Somebody must have cut a check.
Yeah.
You know what? Well,
when you is that the one that played for the Lakers? Well, one of them played for the Lakers.
I think it's Markeith that played for the Lakers.
Yeah, he went over there with the Luka trade.
But
James Williams is
like
I appreciate you, brother. Kobe, another big baller, $50 in the super chat. Kobe would never done that clown-ish that LeBron did. Number one, he would have prepared her for the pressure and taught her how to use any perceived negativity as fuel to drive her. Number two, she would have been good enough for her game to get in. That, you know what, and that's something that we had said months ago. We said that months ago. But back to AD being in the way, dude.
I don't know how you can say that.
These people, I'm telling these people capping for LeBron, or they don't care who they offend, bro. They don't. It's almost like, man, I don't get it, bro. Like, why? When did this start happening in the NBA where Yo, this is that's
So how is AD in the way if AD has to change how he plays to accommodate LeBron's play style? Because now AD can't be a power forward or a big man and sit in the post. He has to clear it out for LeBron to be able to drive and kick or drive and try and get a foul. But AD is in the way. I don't understand how that makes any sense.
No, I don't.
Somebody else has to change their game to accommodate you, and that player is in the way. I think LeBron was in the way of AD. I think if LeBron would have gave up the reins and let AD be the true number one, they would probably had a lot more success.
Britne, your thoughts, man, and stop making me ask you for your thoughts.
Am I on mute? Nah, y'all can hear me. I don't really know. I'm just I'm tired of LeBron, to be honest with you. I'm tired of him. There's a circus around this guy. Like
it is.
I don't know.
What did the Morris twin come from? We've never heard him speaking on LeBron like that. Now he's a media. Huh?
One word, payola.
Or is that Markeith? One of them.
I don't know, but they're the same. They're the same dude. If one is saying it and thinking that the other one is, they identical. Like you get what I'm saying. So I can imagine. He even had some stuff to say about Luka. Now that him and Luka is over there with the Lakers, he's talking bad about Dallas. Now it's like, man, it's like once you become part of Clutch and part of LeBron, it's like I don't know if they have meetings and say, hey man, you need to go out and speak on his behalf. It's crazy how they just start all talking the same. Like he sounded exactly like Shannon Sharp or Nick Wright. I couldn't believe my ears, bro.
You know what?
I don't want to say this, but it sounds like a quote.
I know what it is. I know what I didn't figure it out in just the moment you just said it, Mel. It's initiation. If you want that check, your first thing you got to do is part of Clutch. Got to say some outlandish thing in defense of LeBron.
You know what Jay Will said when they spoke about this on First Take this morning? He said, shout out to Marquise Morris for learning the media game early. He's got a bright future. He said, he know he's got to say something like this. That's what Jay Will said. I should have got that soundbite for y'all. That's what he said.
I think it's an outlandish take.
It's definitely outlandish.
But it does make you think prior to him getting hurt and he was having a monster game in that first game with the Mavs.
Killing them.
When he was able to be himself. When he was
he had 23 and 17 at halftime that game.
Man, he was killing. He was killing
crazy.
He was going crazy. And y'all know me, I haven't really been watching the NBA but so much, but I had to watch that one because I was like, I got to see this game. And I was like, that's the AD that everybody is familiar with prior to him going to the Lakers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it next year, man. Hopefully Kyrie's knee is not, man. I hope it don't hold, it don't take him a while to get back to form. Because man, him healthy, AD healthy, and all them other guys they got.
He ain't gonna be.
They got something,
man.
Huh?
He ain't gonna be back to after the All-Star game.
I know he'll come baback. He'll come back around Christmas.
Nah, hell no.
I heard the craziest thing about Dennis Smith Jr. Do you know what I heard about him? And it's probably true for Adrian Peterson too. When Dennis Smith Jr. tore his ACL, and when he went into the surgery to get his ACL repaired, you know what the doctors told him when they cut his knee open?
What?
When he woke up, they was like, well, we figured out that you had 2 ACLs, so you got a fully intact ACL already still in there. So look at this dude. This dude had 2 ACLs, and the other one was fully intact.
So what, they just got rid of? Like, what, they just cut it off? What did they do?
Yeah, they took the torn one out, and that's how he was able. That's how he was able to come back so early, which is probably, and that's why he's still jumping out the gym like that. Which is probably what happened to Adrian Peterson, because remember he came back from his ACL in 5 months, right?
Last game of the season, he was back in the first game of the season.
So how many months was that?
That's
6 months, maybe less than that.
And it's supposed to be at least a year, right?
Close to a year.
It's a year injury.
So I bet you Adrian Peterson got 2 ACLs too.
That is crazy. This is
read what it say. Read it.
Dennis Smith Jr. tore his ACL in his left knee during an Adidas Nations event in August 2015. But during surgery, doctors discovered he had an extra ACL ligament. Rare case. While it's not uncommon to have an extra ligament, it's relatively rare to have a well-defined extra ACL that can be discovered.
It was developed too. It was developed like he had been using it. You know what I'm saying? Like you would think if you had an extra one, it wouldn't get developed because you won't be using it, right? You'll be using the other one.
Right.
They alternate.
That's why he jumped so high, man.
Smith Jr. claimed that his vertical leap increased by 8 inches after the injury and surgery. Further,
he said the ACL, the second one was stronger than his first one.
Dog, I've never. What? That's crazy. That is crazy.
That's wild.
What?
That's wild. When did he come back? Because he came back.
So he got hurt in August, so it was preseason. It was like, well, not even preseason, but it was like some other event. Let me see when.
Yeah, he's still a free agent right now. Phoenix should pick him up.
He was. They say he was dunking 2 weeks after tearing his ACL.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Well, I mean, that's because there was the one he didn't need that was torn, not the other one.
That is crazy work, bro. And he said that it's only discoverable through surgery. So had he not torn the I guess 1A ACL, they would have never found ACL 1B.
Right.
And then 1B ended up actually being 1A.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That is crazy, man. The more you know. Thank you for that fun fact, man, because that is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. He said, no, you only have one arterial cruciate ligament
ACL
in each knee, not two. The confusion may arise due to the ACL structure, which has two functional brother.
I know they said it's a rare case to have a fully developed intact.
I guess he didn't hear that part.
It's rare. This is not your typical situation.
Damn, that's crazy. I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
That is so now. Because how fast did Adrian Peterson come back?
6 months.
6 months. Yeah. I guarantee you, he had one too. They probably just didn't say it.
It's on Google.
Well, he had 2 ACLs. Or you talking about his recovery time?
I'm thinking his recovery time was fast because he probably had the same rare condition that Dennis Smith Jr. had. They just probably didn't report it. I mean, because how do you explain that?
Not only did he come back in 6 months, he was like 11 yards from the NFL record for
They're
rushing.
not saying anything about a second ACL, but they're just saying that his work ethic, his medical team, his rehab, and his conditioning, all is what contributed. But for those that don't remember, he had surgery in December of 2011 for ACL and MCL tears. Returned for the start of the regular season in August 2012. And then
like 14 yards short of the NFL record.
And didn't miss a beat.
2,097 rushing yards in his first season back.
Yeah, he didn't miss a beat. It wasn't like you knew he tore his ACL. He didn't run no different. None of that. He was still trucking people.
No knee brace, no nothing. Just gone.
Crazy work. Still
they don't make him like that no more, bro.
I don't think he had 2 ACLs. I just think he's just different.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
yeah. All right. No phone calls on this one. We did get a super chat that came in. John Wayne with the $10 super chat. The worst thing this duck is everyone capitulates to his style of play. Sacrifices their game, play out of position, let him dominate the ball, and when the team loses, it's their fault, not his.
This is true.
He ain't lying.
Yeah, he ain't telling no lies at all. What's that echo?
It seems like it's gone now.
Yeah.
I heard it. It was after everybody was speaking.
Yeah. All right, I want to get into this MVP conversation, y'all, because I put a video up about Jokic and SGA, and I talked about defense and why, y'all know my whole thing, man. Offensive value, defensive value, team success is my formula for what that's my standard for MVP. And if no one's ever seen it, I put it on screen. That's my standard. Like I made this years ago. This has nothing to do with who's competing for MVP this season. This is my standard for everyone. And the closest person that fits this or who fits it more is more qualified for the award, in my opinion, right? So I don't pick a player that I like based on what they do and then start talking around what helps them make be a better candidate for MVP. It's just about how close to this standard do you get. That's my whole thing, right? So defense is big to me, right? Some people want to ignore it and all that stuff, man. But I'm going to play for you something that came from Brian Scalabrine. This is a guy who played under Coach Tibbs in Boston. You know, that team was historically good defensively. Everyone had to defend on that team, man. And this dude said that he think it's an embarrassment that players that aren't two-way players are considered great players, MVPs, or for any award. Like he said, it's just embarrassing. I mean, listen to how he talked about it.
So you have this team on offense that's keeping guys in rotation by moving it, like you said, decision-making, and then defensively, they guard a man-to-man. They're not doing that.
Zone.
Hey, man, where's my help? They don't do that. You got to guard your... Now, do they give a little bit of help here and there?
You got to.
It's mostly, we're going to come together, we're going to switch, but in general, when you got the guy, you got to stick him. You can't get beat off the dribble. But things I don't like about the NBA is when we anoint teams and players that aren't two-way players. So I like two-way players. And I think a lot of that has to do with, so my career was, Jersey, Celtics, Bulls. And the best player was Kidd, Rose. You guys took so much pride defensively. So I just know the league like that. I don't like it when guys don't take pride on that side of the ball. I think it's kind of embarrassing to anoint people stars, superstars, or guys that can we say they're future MVPs and they ain't playing both sides of the ball. And I don't think that we talk about that enough. We don't. When we talk about MVP and stuff like that, we only talk about offense. We don't talk about the defensive side. So that's the only thing I don't like about the NBA now. But I do love the pace, the space, the spacing. I do like the beautiful game that it is. I just don't like when we anoint stars without defense.
So here's the thing, man. With that being said, and what you already have in your head about what you think, should defense be just as equal part of the conversation when it comes to awards and especially MVP? Should it be part of the conversation, or is it just something that's just it's not that important?
You win games of playing defense. I don't understand. Like, you have to play both sides of the basketball in order to be effective in the game. If not, just take the defense off. Just don't play it at all. Just have open contests of who could shoot the ball better. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. When did we start saying defense doesn't matter? And to me, defense is more about effort than anything. It's
correct.
It is purely effort and hustle mentality. It is the will to want to say, nah, you know what? You're not about to get past me. You're gonna have to really show something in order to get past. It's frustrating because I'm trying to figure out, when did people say forget defense? Luka doesn't have to play defense to be the best player in the world. Jokic doesn't have to play defense to be the best player. It just, I don't know.
And that's exactly how they say it too, Britne. They really be like, what? And they will bring up Steph, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. They love bringing them three guys up. Oh, Steph wasn't that good at defense, and Magic wasn't that good at defense, and them dudes was not getting blown by and cooked for a lack of effort. You cannot put them in the same category with. There's no way you can put them in the same category with Luka and Jokic. They're not getting blown by. They're not getting picked on constantly. The game plan is not let's get Magic one-on-one. That wasn't the game plan. You know, the only reason the game plan was that for Steph was in the finals when Ty Lue and the Cleveland Cavs, that was their offense, one-on-one ISO ball between Kyrie and LeBron, and we're going to screen whoever's Steph is guarding, come set the screen, get a switch, and now he got to defend either Kyrie or LeBron for 4 quarters, and then try to get you 30 at the same time on the other end. That was a heck of a game plan. It worked, right? So when we seen them doing it to Steph, that's when he got the reputation of not being a good defender. But it wasn't that he wasn't a good defender. It was that he was the worst one in that starting lineup of Iggy, Harrison Barnes, Draymond, and whoever else was on it, and Clay. Like, he was the worst one. That was the one they picked on. He's not a bad defender. He's not a bad effort defender. He puts in the effort. He puts in the time. He's hustling. All of that stuff, right? I don't see that from Luka and Jokic, and Magic and Bird was effort guys as well. So they're wrong with that, man. But I don't know. That's my thoughts on it, though, man.
Yeah, like he just said, it's a beautiful game. It's just they don't play defense. So the object of the game is on one end, you try to score the ball. On the other end, in order to win the game, you have to prevent the other team from scoring the ball. That's the problem that I have.
Whenever the term two-way got introduced is when things got kind of crazy. It's not like NFL where you have specialty guys who are on offense who play offense. Yeah, specialty guys on defense who play defense. Those are 2 entirely different units. Basketball, you're out there to play both sides of the ball for 48 minutes, right? Your job description is to be a two-way player. So labeling somebody a two-way player is leaving the door open for somebody to be a one-way player. That's a problem to me, because you can't. It's not like, and then teams know it, and you see it if somebody is bad on defense and it's a clutch time situation, they're blowing timeouts to get that person out when they're going on defense and bring a defensive guy in. But if you're the best player, shouldn't you be out there guarding the other team's best player in a clutch moment? But you can't, because you can't play defense. You're a liability. That is not winning basketball. That is not MVP basketball. SGA is MVP basketball. SGA is going to give you 30 and make sure you barely score 15.
Yeah. Corey, before you go, I want y'all to hear the opposite take from Dan Patrick. He's saying exactly what Britne was speaking against. He's one of the guys that's saying defense isn't that important when it comes to MVP.
Because 2 of my favorite teams, Cleveland and Oklahoma City, they squared off, and OKC won by 20. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Jr. III, he is having another great season. Now, oh, by the way, the Joker is averaging a triple-double. I think he's averaging 31, like 12.
Well, hold on. That's not that. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Y'all keep going. I'm gonna find the right one.
Corey, go ahead.
Chris, I'm just gonna ask you a question, and it'll all make sense in a second. I promise you. Britne, I'm gonna ask you the same question too. Let's say you hungry. You driving down the street and you hungry, and you like, oh, there's a Subway. You know what I'm saying? You go to Subway, and you order a sandwich. You ordering a 6-inch or a foot long?
I don't want neither one. I don't want neither one of them, homie.
For real, just answer the question. It's a damn sandwich. It is what it is.
I'm going to get a large sub.
You're gonna get a goddamn foot long. That's what you're gonna get. Anyway, I don't want it. I don't want half a sandwich. Just like I don't want to see somebody go out there and play half basketball. That's what it is. It's half a game of basketball. And I'm just chilling on defense. Like, how is that MVP caliber basketball? How is it?
It's not.
Next
It's
time,
not.
Corey, let's use Panera Bread in this scenario.
I don't eat Panera Bread. I don't eat.
Well, I'm
Or
just
we
saying.
could have
Half sandwich versus whole sandwich.
use a tank of gas. Do you want a half tank of gas or you want a full tank of
There you
gas?
go, Chris.
I'm gonna take the full tank.
It can be
I'm gonna
anything.
take the full
Like what do
tank
you
of
like? What do you want? Like what do you want? I'm gonna go get half a tank of gas. I'm gonna go get a full tank of gas.
I'm gonna get the full tank.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand like how is even
and that would work better. I'm gonna get a full tank of gas so my car has its full capability.
There you go. Like
half a tank, I'm limited. I can only go here. I can only do this. I only got so much time on the road. Full tank, I got the full range of my capabilities in the car.
I don't even understand how it's a discussion.
I don't know where you got Subway from. Why that?
Don't matter, Chris. It don't matter what it is, man. I'm being serious. Like,
no, I got you. I got you. You no.
Like,
no, I got you. I got you. And it makes perfect sense.
Bro, I'm a Maverick fan. And you know, the whole city is in this whole disarray about Luka leaving. And I'm like, why are y'all in the disarray? Dude coming here at 270 pounds every damn year. You know what I'm saying? He have to take 10, 12 games off to get down to 250 so he can play. You know what I'm saying? He don't play no damn defense. And he did it consistently every single damn year. If you went to work and did that shit, you get fired too.
All right, Corey, I got the soundbite, Corey.
My bad. Hell yeah, they still crying. Dirk got in the way, Tribe, whatever your name is. My bad if I mispronounce your name. He got in the way. He at least gave an effort. Luka don't even give no damn effort. Did you watch the NBA Finals? He ain't even getting the way.
Cone drills.
He didn't even get in the damn way. He did that shit with the Lakers the other night too, just standing there like this. People just blowing by. Like it's crazy. And then you talk about, he's the best player in the league. Get out of here.
Corey going off. All right, Corey, this might fire you up even more, Corey. Let me hear what you say after hearing Dan Patrick say defense don't matter.
And the hot topic appears to be, even though I think the race is over, is Joker versus Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Magic Johnson on Byron Scott's podcast.
Best player in basketball right now. And he reads situations and defense as well. His basketball IQ is off the chart.
Yeah.
And then he beats you because he's off rhythm. He's not one of the best yet, but he is up there. And the only thing he can't do like Kareem could do is dominate on both ends. Right. That's what's missing for him.
Yeah. Right.
Because he's not a big shot blocker.
Right. Defensively, he's a little bit of a liability.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, yeah.
He's the best player in the league.
So that's Magic on Byron Scott's Fast Break podcast. And he puts it into context because he's comparing him to one of the greatest centers, one of the greatest players of all time in Kareem. And no, Jokic is not a shot blocker. But here's a stat that is rarely brought up. And to be honest, when you talk about players, how many MVPs were great defenders, good defenders? When's the last time somebody said, man, that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he can lock you up? I haven't heard it, but I don't think that should factor in. If you're really good, you're unbelievable scorer. I do believe he's unstoppable. Your team is playing great. He's going to win the MVP. There was a real push for him last year. But here's the thing that is not brought up. A defensive rebound, it's called a defensive rebound. And who is third in the NBA? It's Jokic. So he's third in rebounding and third in defensive rebounding. That's a defensive stat that's rarely brought up. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, they quote unquote, they played the passing lanes. That didn't mean they played defense because you can't play the passing lanes unless you kind of slough off your player. I don't know if SGA is a great defender. Maybe he is, but it feels like we're picking and choosing. And this came up with Joker with Joel Embiid. Yeah, but Joker doesn't play good defense. Defensive rebounds is still a stat, and it's rarely brought up. Larry Bird didn't play defense. I don't know too many people back then who go, nah, but Larry can't play defense. Okay. Magic couldn't play defense. Kobe played defense because Michael Jordan played defense. I mean, how many MVPs were like Michael Jordan? They could beat you at both ends of the floor. I don't know if Karl Malone was a great defender. I think he was on the first or second team all defensive team, but we do get caught up, you know, and we'll say this about MVPs in baseball. Yeah, but he's not a real good fielder. Okay. So we kind of pick and choose. You can use it against somebody. You can use it for somebody. But and Magic putting it in context there that he's not Kareem. And how many players are Kareem? Jokic is going to be one of the great. He should probably have 4 MVPs and could be on the cusp of a 5th one. I mean, just let that sink in. That doesn't happen. But he is clearly the best player. That doesn't mean he's the most valuable player. And that's why it will go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Jr. III.
Yo, that was a lot, bro. That was a lot. First of all, he told lies. He stretched truths. He said Magic and Larry Bird couldn't play defense. He said Kobe only played defense because Jordan played defense. He said this man had the nerve to say Karl. I don't know if Karl Malone played defense. He was first and second team all defense, but I don't know if he played defense. What? So he was selected for first and second team all defense, but you don't know if SGA plays defense. You just go pretend like SGA is not a good defender. And then you go say boxing out and defensive rebounds should count for defense for Jokic. What the fuck are we doing?
Listen, I mean, it's true though. He not lying. It's true. Bro, you got a 7-footer to let people just blow right past him. You miss a shot. He's 7-footer getting rebounds against 6'5" people. Come on, hell yeah, he gonna have number 3 in defensive rebounds. This shit's crazy. Like, it is crazy how you try to defend a motherfucker getting a half tank of gas when he got a pocket full of money. That's just nuts. It's nuts. Like, how do you defend?
I can't believe he did that, bro.
You know it's serious with Bill, cuz like.
How do you
but nah. I mean, when I heard that, and then in the same breath said, I don't know if SGA is a great defender. Is he not leading or at least in the top 3 in defensive rating? What are we talking about?
Bro, I'm telling you, man.
I mean, and defensive rebound.
Somebody moving the goalpost, and he just moved the. What did he just do?
I've never heard somebody use defensive rebound to say that somebody's good at defense.
Bro, I mean,
just because the name of it is defensive rebound.
I've never heard it before.
So
never heard that before.
So if somebody gets a plethora of awesome offensive rebounds, are they an offensive artist?
A good offensive player, yes. Dennis Rodman was a good offensive player because he got offensive rebounds.
And we've had this conversation before.
Like, come on, man. This don't even make sense, bro.
Wow.
Like, how, dude, like the verbal judo that they got to do.
And then knocking people who played passing lanes.
Actual defense.
How you go knock Magic and Bird and Kobe and Karl Malone?
But they like the passing lane. They only played the passing lanes.
Hold on, don't you have to have the defensive IQ to know when is the right time to make the move in the passing lane?
But don't fall for that trap though. Don't fall for that trap, because what happens is a player that's not a lockdown defender like Gary Payton or Michael Jordan, but he is putting in effort like somebody like Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller wasn't a great defender like Payton or Jordan, but his effort was there. He didn't get cooked, right? So what happens is they would say that a player like that wasn't good at defense, but they gotta have an excuse for why they're still good defenders, and they say, oh, they just played the passing lanes.
Tim Jones,
and that's what they do to Magic and Bird. They say Magic and Bird wasn't lockdown defenders.
They deserved it. It doesn't mean that they deserve the MVP.
Yeah, I was looking at.
All know that they won it. No shit, they won it. It don't mean
that comment too.
Yeah, bring the
comment.
What
do you say?
I got you. I'm bringing it up.
It don't mean that they deserve it.
He said Steph, Harden, AI, Magic, Barkley, all below average defenders that won MVP.
Yes, but who was? So this is the thing. I'll pull it up. Who was in contention for MVP that year with them? Was it a lockdown? All right. So right now you got Jokic, who is below average defender and above average. He's an elite offensive player. You got SGA, who's an elite offensive player and an above average defender. When you look at that, it's very hard for the elite offensive player only who's below average defense to be more valuable than the guy that's valuable on both sides of the floor. So if it's between both of them, it's going to lean toward the defender. the guy that's great at defense. But when Harden won it, was it another guy in contention that was great at defense? And the answer probably was no. I think it was Harden and Steph that was going forward. So it's you just can't go and cherry pick. Oh, Steve Nash won it this year, and he's not a great defender, and say that means Jokic should win it this year. Well, you have a great defender that's a better candidate than Jokic. They didn't have that for Steve Nash. Well, they did, but they still did some verbal gymnastics for Steve Nash.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it made perfect sense.
And the other thing he said, how many MVPs played great defense? Come on, let's go down the list. Joel Embiid, great defense.
Right.
Giannis, great defense.
Okay, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, Giannis, great defense. LeBron James when he won a great defense. Derrick Rose when he won a great defense. Kobe, great defense. Garnett, great defense. Duncan, great defense. Shaq, great defense. Karl Malone, Michael Jordan, David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon. All right. Julius Erving, Moses Malone, Kareem, like it's Bob McAdoo, Willis Reed, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. Like it's a long, the list for defenders is longer than the list for non-defenders.
Mm-hmm.
And
way
dude,
long.
Somebody keep bringing up Dirk. Dirk was 7 foot and slow, but he got in the damn way. He would stand there in the way. He would give an effort. Luka's fat ass don't give no effort, period. He doesn't do anything. He stands there with his hands out, and he is an extreme liability on defense. And it puts pressure on everybody else on the court because they're trying to make up for his discrepancy. But then when the ball goes on offense, you want the ball, and you're going to hold it till there's 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Like, it's crazy.
And if I can recall, the guy just said AI. AI was not the best defender, but I believe the year that he won, and correct me if I'm wrong, the year that he won MVP, he gave effort on the defensive side of the ball, including averaging like over 2 steals a game or something like that. Still
that was more than, but they said the same thing with him. He played the pass,
and it was hustle. So
yeah, he wasn't a cone. AI played great defense. The only AI had the same issue that Steph Curry has. He's undersized, so when he get matched up against bigger guards, they can take advantage of it.
Right.
Allen Iverson had to guard people like Kobe, Kerry Kittles, Ray Allen a lot.
I want to real quick. I just want to, because I was looking up something in the top 10 in individual defensive rating this year. Currently, there are 2 guards, 1 small forward, and the rest are big men in the top 10. The forward is Amen Thompson from Houston, and the 2 guards who are at number 1 and number 2 respectively is Jalen Williams and SGA. The rest are big men in the top 10, but none of those big men in the top 10 are Jokic. Jokic is 17th in defensive rating,
and defensive rating actually
gets in the way.
Yeah, but defensive rating really don't tell the whole story because big men get more blocks, and they can get blocks and steals. So if you get blocks and steals, it's going to go into that defensive rating. But that's not going to tell me if you're able to stop a guy. You can stop a guy and force a bad shot and not get a block or steal, right? So you can be a good defender. Like Draymond Green is not in there either, but we know Draymond Green is a really great defender.
But
right, so
and I agree, but with what you just said, knowing that big men are they can do more as far as as far as defensive stats go, to see that there are 2 guards leading in defensive rating.
Yeah.
Knowing that big men are more of the defensive, players. That is, I don't understand how we saying that SGA is better than Jokic is better than SGA. He's the
Let's do this really quick. Let's do this really quick. This gonna be fun, y'all. And we go, and then we'll get to our NFL. But this gonna be based on my criteria, right? Remember, offensive value. All right, and let's explain offensive value and how we can see that. Your offensive value is gonna be based how of course, your points, how many points you score, and your assist as well, right? But not just your points and your assists. I want to know if it led to your team's success in some type of way, here's the two ways. Of course, the win column, but also where you're rated at offensively as a team. So if I'm scoring 30 points a game, but my team is rated like we in 30th place in scoring, then you just doing it. I mean, you're not doing a good job, right? But if I'm scoring 30 points a game, I lead the league in scoring, and my team is number one in scoring, then that connects for me. You get what I'm saying, Corey? I mean, it's the old eval rating system for the military, right? You led 32 sailors, that's good. But if you just led 32 sailors and you can't tell me what those sailors did successfully, then it's in vain. You just can't say I led 32 sailors. I led 32 sailors or 32 troops or 32 airmen, and this is what they achieved. So if I led in scoring, this is what my team achieved, number one in scoring overall, right? Right. Same thing with defense, right? Defensive value, show me what you did personally and show me how it led to team success in the win column or where your team is rated at, right? So what I want to do is I want to pick a year for MVP with this formula in mind and go back and see if we would pick the same person for MVP that year. I'll let y'all pick the year. All right, too late. 0405. 0405, the year Steve Nash won it.
Oh, you had that one cooked. You was ready.
Yeah, you was ready.
Right. 0405. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up and put it on screen. 2004, 2005. Was that the one you was gonna pick, Chris?
No, I was gonna say like 2014. I was just gonna throw out a random number. I was trying to think of Harden's and Westbrook's MVPs.
All right, what year was that?
Probably like 11, 12.
Nah, 12 was Kevin Durant.
17, 18.
Who was 17, 18?
18 was Harden. Yeah, 18 was Harden, 17 was Westbrook.
All right, so which year are we doing?
Do Harden. I would love to see that one.
All right, bet. Let's pull it up. Hold on. I'm gonna put it on screen. Hey, handle the comments while I'm doing this, Chris.
Let's see.
You're a great player, but don't play defense. Okay.
You're a great offensive player, and that's why we need to have the Offensive Player of the Year award. We won't have no more confusion if we did that.
Yeah.
If we had the Offensive Player of the Year award, we can give it to Jokic every year for averaging a triple double. Every year. But for the MVP, you got to have both sides, offense and defense, not just offense. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me put this on screen. Boom. Let me see if I can change this. I got Jay on screen right now. Let me see. Let me go back to this. All right, so here we go. Let me make this a little bigger. All right. So Westbrook got 69 first place votes. James Harden got 22 first base votes, right? That's the year that he averaged 31. He averaged 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. So the triple double was really why he got the MVP. Now somebody look up the team standings that year. What was the team standings?
This 17, 18.
16, 17, I think.
16, 17. 16, 17. 2016, 17 NBA standings. Right. So let's look at, so that's the Warriors won 67 games that year.
The Thunder were sixth.
In a 6 seed.
At 47 and 35.
Yep. So they sitting at a 6 seed, right? 47 wins, sitting at a 6 seed.
20 games out of place.
This, you get what I'm saying? Like Westbrook was not supposed to get MVP. This is not MVP work. We went crazy because of a triple that he broke. I don't even know if that's a record. Oscar had already done this. And I don't even think Oscar got MVP the year he done it. So we giving MVP to the second guy that did it. Right. So if and look at Steph Curry. He's down there. He didn't have a monster year, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. I mean, that is kind of good. He didn't get no first place votes. He's in 6th place
on a 67 win team.
On a 67 win team. That is insane. Look at, we overlooked the number 1 team in the league to go down to a 6 seed because of a triple double.
Kawhi was averaging 25, 5, and 3, right? And was the number 3 in the MVP race, and the Spurs was 61 and 21.
There's your MVP right there, Kawhi. There's your. So out of all of these candidates, Kawhi and LeBron James was the only one. Well, I only think LeBron was playing both ends that year. Definitely his first year in his first stint in Cleveland, and his year in Miami. But when he came back to Cleveland, he kind of tapered off a little bit. But that year, that should have been Kawhi Leonard's MVP. My vote would have went to Kawhi. Because he's got the wins and he's got both ends of the floor covered. I would have gave it to Kawhi. I think I would have gave Steph my second place votes.
Absolutely.
Who agrees with that or disagree?
I
got something different.
I wouldn't. You know damn well I ain't picking James Harden. Kawhi is the next one.
So, but you see what we doing though? Just because of an MVP, I mean, just because of a triple double, we give, and I'm gonna tell you how bad they don't respect MVP. I mean, triple doubles for real. Westbrook got the MVP for getting a triple double. He got it 2 more seasons after that, and wasn't nowhere near getting the MVP. Why?
Because we had seen it
the following season. I think James Harden got it. Rockets were number 1 in the West with a 65 win team. Thunder were 4th in the West at 48 and 34.
So they switched it. What happened is all the people who voted for Westbrook because of the triple double, the next year, they was like we all those votes went to Harden. They just switched it. They went to Harden. Harden did the same thing this year that he did the year after that. Right. So now the wins matter. Now that Harden was in the number 1 seed, I think that year, the wins matter. And they was like, oh yeah, and really what it was they got tired of voting for Westbrook because they seen that he was padding his stats. That's what really happened.
So what happened? Are we blind now? Jokic is just doing the same thing that Westbrook did this season.
Of course he is, but they don't see that. So here's the next year when Harden won it, and then LeBron was second in votes. I mean, Harden won by a landslide. I mean, what was the teams? Let me see the standings that year. The standings that year
for James.
This is what
it was Rockets 1, Warriors 2, and the Warriors and the Rockets were the only teams above 50 wins in the West. Then you had the Trailblazers
and the
at
Rockets
3.
had 65 wins. So so if Harden has the team success better than everyone, he broke records. His team was number 1 in offense, and he didn't have the defense. Okay, I'm cool with that. So he got offense. He got the number 1 record in the league. He don't have the defense. He got the defense is missing. So he got 2 out of the 3. When you go to LeBron, he don't have the best record, but let's say he was playing both ends, but he don't have the record. So he got 2 out of the 3 really kind of, because his team, how many they won?
They were a 50-win team and 4th in the East that year.
4th in the East. No, so yeah, so I would give him a 2 out of the 3. AD wasn't he was a 2-day player that he didn't win enough. So when you talk about the players who didn't play defense, when you look at the other candidates, there's no other candidates that played defense that had the team wins that could compete with James Harden. So this is when you pick someone that is missing the defensive end, not when the defender like SGA has offense, defense, and the number 1 record in the league. Like how can he have all 3 and you pick somebody over him because of the triple double?
Crazy.
Just don't make sense.
I don't understand it. The Thunder are up in the West on second place by 12.5 games.
And you know what's funny about that? Look who is 12.5 games behind Denver.
Phoenix
Suns
Dallas.
Phoenix at the number 11 spot. So the difference between Denver and OKC is the same difference between Denver and Phoenix. Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's insane, man.
This is I don't how do we, and you can kind of see like the league is trying to kind of correct it, because after James Harden, then it's Giannis for MVP. Bucks was 60 win team, first in the East.
Two-way player with the best record, or close to at least a top 3 seed in his conference.
And when he won it back to back, and then he was number 1 in the East again, 56 win team. And then they started doing some crazy stuff, because 2020 was when, or the 2020-2021 was when Jokic won, right? Yep. But
what seed was Denver in when he won his first MVP? The freaking 6th seed. There's no way
third. They were third.
The most valuable player of the NBA should be coming from a 6th seed.
They were
Westbrook and Jokic. No, I'm talking about his first MVP when they was in the 6th seed. Oh, his second one.
The second one, yeah, probably was a 6th seed.
6th seed, yeah. One of them was a 6th seed. He wasn't supposed to get it.
Yeah, he was the second one, the second of the back-to-back. He was in the 6th seed.
A freaking
48
6th
wins over
over Embiid.
The 64 win Suns, which you probably could have. I mean,
oh, you know what's funny about the 64 win Suns? That was Chris Paul's second year there. He had just got there. They won more games the first year. They made the playoffs, but the next year they bounced. They ballooned up to 64 wins. The average that Chris Paul had when he led them to 64 wins was almost identical to what Steve Nash had when he won MVP back to back, like 15 points, 10 assists. Chris Paul had that. Now he got MVP votes. He was like the 5th place for MVP votes, but Steve Nash got back-to-back MVPs for being the number 1 seed. Well, actually, no, he was only number 1 seed 1 year, but got an MVP for that with 15 and 10. While Amari Stoudemire was averaging 26 and 10 on that team.
And you know what even got me? I don't know if it was his first or second Jokic MVP year. Is he won MVP? And for some reason, it's like people can't seem to remember this, but I remember watching those games and getting frustrated. You won MVP. I can't remember if it was year 1 or year 2, but when the games were close, you were taken out of the game because you can't play defense.
Exactly. What name an MVP that comes out for offense, defensive purposes? And Luka, the same thing. JJ Redick did that to Luka when he first got to the Lakers. Took him out with the last 2 minutes left for offensive, defensive purposes. I said that's embarrassing, bro.
That's insane.
That's what Scalabrine was talking about. That's freaking embarrassing.
How are you the best player in the game, or considered the best player in the game, but you being removed from the game when they need you the most?
I can't trust you to be on the floor in clutch time, but you're the best player in the world.
You're not the best player if that's the case.
Crazy work.
You're a talented player on one
very
end
much so.
Talented scorer.
You're not a talented scorer, talented playmaker on the offensive side of the basketball, but you're not the best player.
A freaking cone on defense.
Yeah. Let's open the phone lines up.
I mean, this is just you live through it, you see it, and you kind of just like, okay. But like going back and looking at it and actually analyzing it, it's so frustrating. Because how did we get here?
I did it all the way from Steve Nash up to this year. I've already analyzed all this from Steve Nash up to this year. And it's insane.
I don't understand it. I don't get it.
But that Dan Patrick soundbite was Diabolical.
That's probably one of the worst takes I've heard this year. My gosh, I mean,
he's third. He's third.
The check is in the mail. The check is in the mail. That's all I can say about that.
Oh man.
Somebody need to find out who agency Jokic is signed under, because I need to know.
Shaq used to be removed in the fourth because of free throws. They took Shaq and Wilt both out the game.
Okay. So don't give him an MVP either. Shaq only got one MVP anyway. We're not vouching for Shaq. We vouching for people who do it on both ends of the floor and who win. That's what we vouching for.
But I think we also talking about two big men who weren't great at. A lot of big men aren't great at free throws. But when it came to the game, you gonna tell me Shaq wasn't dominant on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball?
Can't say that.
Effort. Yeah. You can't say that. You can't say that. We got a call on the line. Dominique, what's up, girl? We good, man. How you doing?
We can't hear.
We can't hear.
Can't hear.
We can hear you good.
No, we can't.
No, we cannot.
Hold on, y'all can't hear?
No.
Hold on. Maybe I'm doing something. Oh yeah, I definitely got it muted too. That's operator error. Hold on. I'm glad y'all said something.
We was trying to.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, Dominique, go ahead.
Hey guys.
What's up, now?
Guys, I'm on my way home from work. I'm driving home. But I've been listening in, and I have to say, I just think that if I really want us as a panel to really set this standard. If you're not playing offense and defense, you're not playing basketball. Like we have to, I just feel like we need to stand for something because it's not right. I'm so tired of people saying, I love this person's game. You know, they do this offensively. They do that. Like Austin Reeves, for instance, Luka Doncic, even Dalton Knecht. Like I actually like Dalton Knecht. I think he's got, an NBA player build and body, but those three people cannot guard anybody. How the hell are they going to win a title? People are putting them in the finals. People like Jokic, how can he win another title and he can't run in the second half?
It's going to be very hard, and it's going to be a lot of help.
How is Luka? Why are people saying that, we're body shaming Luka? It's not about body shaming. And I want to be clear in this because obviously there's different builds in the NBA, and some kinds of bodies, they just don't put on muscle, right? Like Carmelo Anthony. Nobody called him fat, though. Maybe you might have heard chubby. I've called him chubby. I've called him lazy. But fat? I don't remember Carmelo Anthony showing up to the NBA so large and in charge that he couldn't play for 20 to 30 games in a season. So things are out of control. Like it's out of control, right? Like we can all agree that what's happening right now is out of control. And Mel, you analyzed this months ago. I watched that you did this way back when, before I even joined the panel. You talked about MVP. You talked about Steve Nash and how and why he was given those MVPs, I think, over Kobe, like a long time ago, right? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I've talked about it a couple of times.
Yeah. Right. So, when you think about Steve Nash, does anybody know where he's from?
Canada.
Here we go.
Right. Okay, I'm not going to say anything crazy. I'm just here to let everybody know that the NBA is obsessed with the foreign market. And this is got the evidence is right there. No, you did the analysis. We don't want to say it, but the NBA is just flat out obsessed with the foreign market. Right now, there's an FNBA. There's the NBA and there's the FNBA. And we will never have a foreign FNBA player as the face of the league because they are fat. When has a basketball player ever been the face of the league? It has nothing to do with they're boring. It has nothing to do with that. Have you ever seen in any sport? Let's go down the line. In any sport, have we ever seen the face of that sport be fat?
Shaq was fat a couple of years.
Was Shaq the face though?
The league though.
I don't know.
When
Was
he was breaking backboards, he was in shape. He looked
he
great.
definitely was.
He could run the floor.
Yeah, he
so
definitely
was. When he was like the guy, You know, he didn't get fat till the 2000s, but in the 90s, he was in shape. He had to run.
Yeah. But he was the
You
diesel
know,
in
like,
LA. He came to LA and he was the diesel in LA. He was a little overweight.
yeah.
I
He
wouldn't
was
call him
overweight,
overweight
but
in
then when he
LA.
went to the East, I think he was overweight, and I'll agree that Shaq wasn't in shape, but he went back to the East Coast and he lost weight.
He did.
Like Carmelo Anthony went to the Knicks and lost weight. You know, when you're a professional, you're going to do your job and you're going to earn your paycheck. And right now, the foreign NBA players, they don't have to do that because of the league's obsession with trying to create this other league, right, in the foreign markets.
Yeah.
And this is the plan that David Stern always had. So this is just something that we're seeing unfold. All we're seeing is the business end of the NBA. It's just more prevalent in the sport, and they're making it easier for white American males to excel in the sport, and they're making it easier for white foreign, internationals to excel in the sport as well. That's why defense and athleticism was removed. That's why you can be fat and play in the NBA. And that is why the viewership is down, and that is why we'll never see that's why there's no face of the league, because the NBA won't let it be an American, because they won't award an American MVP. They're trying to force feed the internationals onto us, but they're fat. So we're not going to let it happen.
Well, right now,
Not
OKC,
letting it happen.
Right now, OKC is beating the Hornets by a gaboogle points. SGA only played 29 minutes. He's already on the bench with 30 points. 9 assists and 6 rebounds with 1 turnover.
But a guy that plays defense should be able to pad the stat, not guys that are getting blown off the floor. They get to stay on the court through the fourth quarter. We all know who these people are.
Yeah, that game is over, and it's still 8 minutes left in the fourth. And SGA been chilling for a minute, man. Yeah, they're up by Bagoogle, which is insane, man. But Dominique, next Friday we need you on the show. Next Friday, Dominique. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I'm really gonna try to do everything I can.
Nope. I don't want to hear it.
I'm gonna be in Washington. I have 1 week left. I have 1 week left of training. So I fly to Washington on Sunday and I fly back on Friday, but I get back in the evening, at 8:30 at night.
Well, I bid you a good night. We'll be friends again when I can see your face on the panel. How about it?
Well, I love all you guys. So happy Friday. And just remember, the foreign FNBA players are taking over.
All right, man. Thanks for the call.
It's done.
All right.
How y'all feel about the foreign? I think it's a little bit of that, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, the voters, well, we don't know who the voters are. At the end of the day, the voters, do they have a little bias? You can hear it in people's voice, like what Dan Patrick saying, that he don't usually not make sense like that. And he didn't make sense for 3 minutes straight. Like he just kept putting nonsense out there. And you do that when you're trying to vouch for something that is a losing effort, but you still trying to do it. And the only reason why you would do that if you're a smart person is because your heart is in it, your feelings are in it. So whatever it is that people can relate to with Jokic, I don't know if it's the fact that it could be what Dominique said. It could be the fact that he's a white guy, so white people probably relate to him. It could be the fact that he's not athletic. It could be the fact that his demeanor relates to people better than some of these other guys. It could be a number of things, but there's a little bit of bias with the voting. And when you figure out who you want to vote for, you're just going to use the talking points that benefits them. And that's what Dan Patrick did, man. That was disgusting work. That was nasty.
Sound like a politician.
Not even. I mean, Trump, he did sound like Trump. He sounded like Trump for real. That was horrible. I can't believe he said Kobe only defended because of Jordan, and Bird and Magic wasn't good defenders. I don't know if SGA can defend. Can Karl Malone defend? I don't think so. He was first team, but I don't know if he can defend. Who is like Michael Jordan? And how many MVPs actually played defense? I was like, man, dude, what in the golly, insane.
Man, I just sent you.
Right.
Yes.
Y'all ready for some football? Should we take another phone call?
just sent you something
Okay.
real quick, man. I want you and your voice to read that.
All right, this is voting results 2023, 2024.
No. This is from 21-22. It's just cut off at the bottom.
Oh, 21-22. Okay. What does it say? Comparing MVP votes for all players receiving votes. Voter race, black. Number of voters, 24. Latino 3, white 65.
Sheesh.
So 65. So it's 100. It's usually 100, around 101 votes. They're saying 65 of them are considered white. That's interesting. Well, that's what Kendrick Perkins got in trouble for last year or year before last when he said most of the voters was right, and they had to come on a show the next day and correct them and say, because I think he said 75% of the voters are white, and they came back and Molly was like, there's a correction that we had to put out there. You was wrong about the 75%. So I was like, okay, so what percentage is it? They never said it. So it could have been 74. You know what I mean?
It could have been 76.
Somebody Somebody understand this?
Girl, you talking about the last 2 minutes to have a chance to win at that point. Someone has to be leading the team in the first 46 minutes. If you are the one who always gets the team to a position to win, you are the best player.
That's not the point. The point is you're a liability on defense, so they have to pull you out for defensive purposes. That's not good.
Can I get a round of applause for being able to read that?
Oh yeah, it was like folding the 50 sheet.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was worse
all
than
right. Caller from Illinois. What's your thoughts? Oh, hold on, caller. Let me get you hooked. All right, caller from Illinois. Can you hear us?
That Bluetooth back
If
on.
you guys have been, I can hear you.
All right, go ahead.
I can hear you.
Yeah,
if
go
you
ahead.
guys have been watching the game, when the NBA started changing the style of play, they're playing the style of international basketball. So they've been putting these guys on the forefront when they start changing the style.
Yeah, but hold on. This is the thing though. The internet, that's the international style of the 90s. The international leagues don't even play that style no more. They play the style that we played in the 90s. They play more physical now.
Right. I said it has changed. It has flip-flopped. But the NBA is still playing right now the international style of basketball.
Correct.
You took away the big man. The big man is out of the game.
Correct.
So if you did took some of these guys who are in college that play centers as big men, Jokic wouldn't be able to do all this stuff.
Correct. He would look more like Dino Raja. He would look more like Vlade Divac. He'll look more like Arvydas Sabonis with the bad knees.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And this is what they planned. This is what they did, and it has come to form. It's not going to change until the style of basketball changes.
Correct.
Until they started off in college or they started off in high school and reintroduce the big men and a little bit more physicality. You're not going to see anything different. It's going to get worse and worse as it goes on.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen to the NBA.
No, you're right. You're right. I can't disagree with you, man. Thanks for the call, brother.
All right.
We're gonna take one last call. I think I had a caller from 251. I think that's Mississippi. You can call back you'll be the last caller. And then we'll move on. We'll get to some NBA and NFL free agency. That's gonna be fun.
Woo woo.
Woo woo.
That was so unenthusiastic.
That sounds lazy.
251 is Alabama.
Slamabama.
Bama Gamma.
She's a bad Bama Jamma.
Call back.
Oh, we was rhyming, and then that song popped in my head because it rhymed.
He said Bama Jamma.
But the worst.
She's a bad Bama Jamma. She's a bad Bama Jamma.
Though. We was talking about Alabama though, so that's clever, I guess.
Yeah, that's why you was saying Bama Jamma for Alabama.
No, I was singing She's a Bad Mama Jamma.
You said Bama Jamma though.
Oh, I did.
You said Bama Jamma. That's what I heard. I heard Bama Jamma.
We're gonna play this shit back.
It's all good though.
This is all on tape.
I heard Bama Jamma. I'm sorry. Hey man, yeah. Hey, y'all want to look at another MVP? Let's say okay. What? Okay, there's the phone call right there.
What year is this?
This
Hold
was
on.
James Harden's year, I think.
Caller from Alabama. What's up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Oh, this Siobhan. What's up, Siobhan?
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
We good. We
What's
good.
happening?
What's going on?
We're good. What's your thoughts?
I'm good. I'm good. I got a quick thought, and this just crossed my mind. You mentioned that the NBA seems to be looking more at the international players or foreign players, those who I guess stand out when they consider like for league MVP. And I'm wondering if they're going to favor the international players more for league MVP by whatever the standard is that they have for them. Why not look at Giannis? Because Giannis, did he win the MVP 2 times?
He did.
Yes.
He did. And he also won an NBA Finals with the Finals MVP. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So why not look at him and have him as the standard? Because last time I checked, Giannis played both ends, and he still does.
That's true.
And he plays them both at a high level.
Correct.
So why don't they look at him as the standard instead of Jokic?
Because
it's good.
Well, hold on.
He don't play defense.
Because
you
they
know what I'm saying?
because they did look at Giannis. Remember, Giannis was considered to be the best in the world for about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so they did give him a shot, and now they got all of Greece watching Jokic. Now let's go and get all of Serbia watching Jokic. They had all of Greece watching Giannis. Now let's get all of Serbia watching Jokic, and let's go get all of wherever Luka is from watching him. They got to get all of them. They can't just get the people that like Giannis. They got to get all of them.
No. My thing is that, like what Dan Patrick was saying, because he of course he has a very biased opinion. He's a Jokic fan, like
correct.
Point case, we know, but his my frame of thinking, or however they say it, is more like he's looking at the stats, and like, of course, he thinks Jokic is more valuable to his team than someone like, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I also think is very valuable to his team, who I still think should be the league MVP. But the problem that I've always felt like when it comes to the league MVP, specifically, I want to say since right between, behind Steph Curry winning the unanimous MVP to up until Giannis winning league MVP, I don't feel like people were I don't feel like the voters were really looking at the offense and the defense together. I've always felt like they were just always more offensive minded, which is why I feel like James Harden won. By the way, maybe I'm the only person who thinks this, but I do believe that when they finally did award James Harden the league MVP, I feel like it was a sympathetic award. Because remember, he was high on the MVP list when Steph Curry was on it for his first MVP.
And the second one.
And the second one. But Steph had the better, his team had the better record, of course. So and then the year after Steph won, Westbrook won, I also felt, I know I may be the only one, but that was also a sympathetic one because OKC did not have Kevin Durant anymore.
Yeah.
And even though Russell did have a historic season since Oscar Robertson, he was the 6th seed. He really had no business winning that. No offense to Westbrook, but you're the 6th seed.
You're making a good point, because it did. Even though he did get the triple-double thing, and we haven't seen it since Oscar. They were on his side with the KD breakup. They hated KD for going to the Warriors and running the NBA. Everyone took Russell Westbrook's side.
Yep.
And that MVP was almost like one of those things. Like, yeah, you stay with the home team, the voters loved him, right? You know, but it goes to show you that it only lasted 1 year, because the next year he did the same thing, and it was like, nope, no votes for you, buddy.
Exactly. And you guys mentioned that during that year, that like when you listed the MVPs, or the people that was in contention for it, number 3 was Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
So I absolutely agree. Kawhi should have been the MVP that year, because you can still make an argument had Kawhi Leonard not got injured in the Western Conference Finals. We don't know how if the Warriors even get to the finals with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
We don't know. We will never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wonder why not just, keep Giannis as the standard.
Because they spreading the wealth. Like, if you was doing this from a business standpoint, would you keep it on, and your goal was to reach an untapped market overseas, and you got Jokic, Giannis, you got players in Canada like SGA, you got Luka, you got all those guys. Are you going to choose just one, or are you going to figure out a way to spread the wealth? So Giannis had his run. He had a 3 or 4 year stretch. He got a ring out of it. He got 2 MVPs. Jokic had his run of a 3 or 4 year stretch. He got a ring out of it. He got 3 MVPs. So now Luka's in LA. He's going to have his turn.
Embiid will have his.
Yeah, Embiid got his one sympathy, what they call a sympathy MVP. We're not trying to, we don't want to reach your market. We reaching your market with Giannis. We don't need Embiid, right? We don't need Embiid. So but we'll give you an MVP to keep your mouth closed. SGA might get his one MVP to keep his mouth closed, maybe a ring. But after this season, Luka's in LA. It's Luka's turn. Yeah, but thanks for the call though.
All right, thanks y'all.
All right. Here's the last one we're gonna do, y'all. Look at this one. Here's Jokic's. This is the year. This is 21-22. He was in the 6th seed this year. We already did this one, didn't we? We did this one already.
No,
we didn't delve deep into it.
All right, 2021.
I want to say that was the year Phoenix was 64 wins.
Yeah, I think it is. The Heat 153, the Celtics 151. It was 1 and 2 in the East. And the West was Suns with 64 wins, Grizzlies with 56, Warriors with 53. I mean, the Nuggets all the way down in the 6th seed, dog. 48 wins in the 6th seed. Now, this is the year that Michael Porter Jr. only played 9 games, so he was missing his number 3. And he was missing Jamal Murray, his number 2. He missed the whole season with the ACL. So they said, we'll overlook the fact that you're in the 6th seed and you don't play defense because you don't have your number 2 and your number 3. But that same storyline doesn't work for SGA for the voters that are Jokic fans, because he didn't have Chet almost all. Chet only played 22, 23 games so far. He just came back after the All-Star break. Lost him very early, and he didn't have his other big man. So his number 1 big and his backup big, that's all his rim protection and all his rebounding. Hartenstein and Chet were both hurt. So he didn't have 2 key guys, and Jokic didn't have 2 key guys. But the difference is when SGA lost his 2 key guys, he still was a number 1 seed. And they're not giving him credit for keeping that team at a number 1 without Chet and Hartenstein. But it's okay for Jokic to lose his 2 key guys and drop to the 6th seed and still get an MVP because he almost averaged a triple-double. Let that sink in.
That's wild.
Crazy work.
That's how they do.
Crazy.
All right, let's move on.
George Foreman just passed away.
Dang.
Yep. He died. He's 76 years old.
Damn.
Dang it.
Dang,
George.
Rest in peace to George Foreman.
Yeah,
my mom had one of those grills too.
I was going to say
really,
that.
Chris? Come on, Chris.
I was going to say the same thing though, Chris.
I'm serious.
Them Foreman grills, they came in.
God, like the burgers that she made on there were pretty tough. Like the burgers was fine.
And the grease used to come. Yeah, you had to get the grease catcher. Yeah.
Yeah. She had my mom had like the mint green one.
They made really good turkey burgers, man. If y'all like turkey burgers, man.
But rest in peace to George, man.
Definitely rest in peace.
For sure.
That was crazy.
All right, man. Let's get it. Hey, here's another soundbite from Dan Patrick, y'all.
In the NFL, you get a free agent in the building. The intention is to not let the guy go. The intention is you are coming here. We have already talked turkey with your agent. Your ideas are in line with ours. Our ideas are hopefully in line with yours. You come and take a look at our building. We are not letting you out. There's a dotted line. Let's go. And under that circumstance, it is earth-shattering that our friend Jerry Dulac, who covers the Steelers, is the first to report that Rodgers is in the building in Pittsburgh today. He calls it an indication a deal with the team could be forthcoming. Per sources. Tom Pelissero, who's joining us in the middle of hour number 2, says, of course, this makes sense that that Rodgers is spending time with coaches. And so this is exactly what needs to happen in order for something to happen. Does that make sense? Because we're all sitting around waiting for something to happen. Yeah. And the fact that he's not on the beach looking at the sunrise, in fact, he's in Pittsburgh looking at playbooks, and meeting with coaches and getting as comfortable as he possibly can and looking around the building. Oh, that's where we go and have lunch.
Where is Aaron right now?
That's where the practice field is. That's where I might live, right? And he knows where the stadium is.
Yeah.
But
I mean, in conjunction to the practice.
So this is going to happen. It would be a stunner if the Steelers and Rodgers don't come to an agreement. And this is what in our television/radio business we call stepping in it, because our next 2 guests are Tom Pelissero and Cam Hayward.
All right, so real quick, all right. So Aaron Rodgers went to visit the Steelers, right? So we'll start with the Steelers first. First of all, I want to get y'all thoughts on where y'all think Aaron Rodgers should go, and if y'all think he got anything left in the tank and all that stuff, man. I get y'all thoughts on that, and then we'll go over what the Steelers have done so far in free agency, and I want y'all to give them a grade.
Cool.
A to F, right?
Cool.
All right, so let's start with A-Rod first, man. Anything left in the tank, and where should he go?
I know where he should go. Home.
Then hang it up.
Home.
Time to hang it up.
Put the cleats up, bury him in the backyard.
Go back on that trip you went last year. Was that last year?
What?
That trip you went on. You need to go back there.
That darkness retreat.
Yeah, that's where you need to go back to.
Yeah. Go home, Roger.
So he ain't got nothing left in the tank?
No.
All right, so y'all don't want to see him nowhere. All right, well.
He might have a little something. Very little. But let's be real. If I'm a team and I'm an organization, do you want to deal with Aaron Rodgers and his just what he does?
I don't know, man. I mean,
you don't want to deal with that. And then my thing is, if they don't have a decent offensive line, then what? We're gonna see the same thing that happened with, like, you had Devontae Adams, you had who's on the other side?
Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard.
So you had, and you fought hard as heck to get Alan Lazard there. So you had some talent on the offensive side, and
two good running backs.
3 of them.
And still didn't do anything. Oh, and then you had the guy from I can't think of his name. I know he was hurt. The dude from the Chargers. Is it
Mike Williams?
Mike Williams. Yeah. Well, so Russell Wilson didn't look bad with the Steelers last year.
Did not.
Right. So the line can't be that bad. But I know Russell Wilson probably a little bit more mobile than A-Rod. A-Rod used to have wheels, but he's older. Right. So Russell, yeah. So A-Rod had some wheels, man.
It was just that everybody else was like 25 yards away from him when he started running, so he had room to.
You acting like he Peyton Manning or something or Tom
No.
Brady.
Peyton Manning could run with people 35 yards away. I gave A-Rod 25 yards.
A-Rod got some wheels, man. I mean, you got the real runners like Cam and Lamar and Russell, and then under that echelon, I think you got A-Rod and maybe who on the A-Rod level. I mean, he's not on the Big Ben and
I think
Peyton Manning
there's
level.
another level. I think Justin Herbert is above those first guys you said, and then
Who?
A-Rod.
You said above?
No,
Above?
Justin Herbert is below the first guys you said, but
Yeah,
above A-Rod.
I'm putting Aaron Rodgers when he was in his prime on the Justin Herbert level.
That is crazy.
No, it's not. He was mobile. He can move.
Yeah, he can move. He can move.
Yeah.
I think
A lot better than Jared Goff.
Well, even still, Jared Goff got a receiving touchdown. How many of those Aaron Rodgers got? But we're not talking about that. But even still, we talking about an Aaron Rodgers from 15 years ago.
Okay,
it is not the current Aaron Rodgers.
It is not the current Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers now is on one bad wheel, another flat wheel. That's a spare from another wheel that he blew 2 years ago.
A locker room cancer. Like, he's not good for your culture whatsoever.
Sheesh, a locker room.
Mike Tomlin is staring down the barrel of his first losing season if they ink Aaron Rodgers to a deal.
I think y'all ODing a little bit, man.
I think you were better off resign. Once you got DK Metcalf, why not resign Russell Wilson?
Yes.
You already have chemistry there.
Yes.
So you got chemistry.
You don't want to kick the tires on A-Rod. I mean, that's an upgrade if he actually returned the form.
Are we taking? Are we really calling it an upgrade? If you're praying that you get some version of Aaron Rodgers, or you getting the version of Russell Wilson that has chemistry with both DK Metcalf and now George Pickens.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's your best.
healthy last year?
Nah, he wasn't healthy, man. He wasn't.
When did he get hurt last year?
I mean,
you got Devontae Adams. I know it was in the middle of the season, and you got Garrett Wilson, and they were frustrated. When did he get?
They never got a chance to actually, get their footing. They never gelled. They never came together. You know what I mean?
A-Rod and Devontae Adams. I mean, how much gelling do you need when you played with each other?
I'm talking about the whole team, the coaching staff, everything. Everything was a mess. They fired Sully. I mean, nothing was connected. They was just all over the place. I don't know. I mean, I guess the type of stuff that Peyton Manning, A-Rod, and Tom Brady want to do, you need time to put that together. That's why they always try to bring their guys with them. But Aaron Rodgers messed up because he thought that I can skip training camp and show up and and I can just show up and just get everything. He overestimated himself.
So with you saying that, how much time do you think a 41-year-old quarterback has?
I don't know. I'm just saying with A-Rod, if he's able to return to form, you got a better chance at getting through the playoffs with him than Russ. I think Russ' ceiling is just lower.
What form are we speaking of?
What ceiling does Aaron Rodgers have now?
Specialness.
No. No. I think you're dealing in nostalgia. I think you're dealing we saw everything we needed to see.
He don't.
Man, you seen one bad year from A-Rod.
He doesn't do the things that normal NFL players do. Like A-Rod don't work out in the offseason. He don't do none of that. And it's finally caught up to him. Like, he doesn't put the work in that other people put in. He was just so much more gifted than everybody else. But now that he's gotten older, right? It's not just going to come back. Like, he's going to have to actually work at it. And he's not going to do that.
And the fact that Pittsburgh is even entertaining this, you've already lost one quarterback that the locker room already believed in. Justin Fields is gone now. They like Justin Fields in that locker room. So now you don't even have that as a backup option.
Well, I think that was a little different with certain players, though, Chris. Some
No,
people.
I mean, they knew what it was. Like Justin Fields was there until Russell Wilson got healthy. True enough.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
But Justin Fields also went what, 4-2?
Yeah, he was winning games for them.
Justin Fields went 4-2 and
He
held
was
it down
winning
until Russell Wilson came back, and then Russell Wilson took over. He did
Yeah.
his job. So you
Right.
already have a guy who already built a rapport with the team. Now he's gone because you entertained somebody else. Now you go and get DK. And when I saw the DK Metcalf sign, I was like, oh, this is crazy. This is great. Now there's no reason you don't re-sign Russell Wilson. There's no reason you don't. And then now the Steelers are trying to pursue Aaron Rodgers. And I was like, you just go from having an A+ free agency to now potentially an F. Seriously.
Right. Well, let's look at the grade for them. Right. You do got the Metcalf. Why I don't see Metcalf on there?
You got to probably scroll up a little bit, maybe.
Well, yeah, maybe I cut it off.
No, it looks like that's the top. Never mind. Just
it's probably cut off.
Your starting quarterback right now would be Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph.
Can't do that.
Crazy work.
All right, so at the Metcalf pickup,
right?
You see Darius Slay, right? I don't know what you feel about Gainwell and Scotty Miller. You know they decent.
Utility guys. It's definitely especially Scotty Miller.
They lost Najee Harris, right?
Yeah, to the Chargers on a 1-year deal.
Yeah. So, what grade y'all giving them?
Including DK, I'll give it like a B.
Just with DK a B.
I was gonna say B+ because of DK.
Really, a B+? That's high.
You got two.
Pittsburgh
as a wide receiver right now, bro. Like that is a wild wide receiver room. They crazy.
That
they got Pickens, DK. Who else?
It don't matter.
Damn, who's the other one?
Who is this?
Because he ended up getting hurt. God, who was it? But even off of just having DK and George Pickens alone, crazy.
All right, let's grade this teams. You know what? That AJ Dillon pickup is insane. That AJ Dillon pickup is insane. Backing up Saquon, that is going to be scary.
The two quad fathers on the same team,
bruh.
Wild work.
That was a crazy transition, but what happened? Okay.
I see Britne, this your team. Talk about it. This your team. Talk about it.
Y'all talk about it because y'all said they lost so many players on the defensive side of the ball.
They did.
They
did. They lost two starters on the defensive line.
The biggest loss. You said on the defensive line? Who the two starters on the defensive line?
Montez Sweat.
Well, Brandon Graham retired him, and Josh Sweat went to Arizona.
Josh Sweat went to Arizona, and what was the defensive tackle's name that left?
Brandon Graham retired.
That played less than 50% of the snaps. Milton Williams that played less than 50% of the snaps.
I mean, just because you got a fantastic starter, I mean he don't have to sit down.
But what I'm saying is Milton Williams, and I love Milton Williams. I always felt he could be a better. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
I always felt he could be a better version of a Javon Hargrave, because they got on us when we lost him to the 49ers. But Milton Williams, first of all, they're not going to pay Milton Williams $100 and something million. Second of all, they already had somebody in mind who they got right behind them who was just as productive. And I'm not going to say as productive. I'm not going to say as productive. Oh, no, Jalen Carter is the best player on the defensive line.
Okay.
He's the reason why everybody else on the defensive line was eating so much.
Agreed.
Why they were so successful. So that's your main guy right there. That's who you want to keep. And then the other players you want to just help bring in, hopefully, and develop. And they really like the one guy that's behind him. I think it's Ojumo or something like that is his name. And he was productive in that defense. The person I trust the most on the Eagles defense is Vic Fangio. He's not going to allow some of these players to move if he didn't felt like he didn't have somebody in mind that could be just as productive.
Or if they don't have enough money to keep them.
No, I'm telling you, the defensive line is good. Now, the only question mark I had was CJ Gardner-Johnson. If you want to talk about that, then talk about that.
Yes. Y'all bounced him, right?
Absolutely.
Only question mark. They traded him.
To where?
Houston.
He went to Houston.
He gonna his this is it for him. He doesn't have much left in him.
I don't know, Chris. Everywhere he go, it seemed to work.
Yeah, I like CJ Gardner-Johnson. I know he struggled a little bit in the passing game this year, but them 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s, he come up and knock that running back. I appreciate that. But the other players, I'm not too concerned about. The only question mark I have is CJ Gardner-Johnson, if whether they can replace him or not. Or
the only reason you don't have a question about it is because Jalen Carter's still there. That's it.
Jalen Carter's still there. Nolan Smith came on the back end.
Don't y'all have Nakobe Dean as well?
Yeah, he's a linebacker. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and y'all just picked up Azeez Ojulari as well.
If he stays healthy, with him is health, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he can stay healthy, I think he could hopefully show us something in this particular defense. But he got to stay healthy.
You think your offseason is going to be more of a draft offseason, or like, because it doesn't seem like you guys did too much in free agency. Like, you just picked up a couple pieces here and there to replace some things that left. Like, nothing, no big splashes. You get what I'm saying?
Right, but if you think about it, look at what we did. Who did we pick up last year?
Precisely.
Right. Like, it's usually Howie Roseman looks at the player who other teams have given up on and hopes that they do something here. And it's with a coach that could hopefully figure it out, right? So Vic Fangio's in this room. I'm pretty sure with Howie Roseman saying, I want this guy, I want this guy. Anybody see Zach Bond coming up and being the freaking star at linebacker? No. Nobody's seen that coming.
Cooper DeJean, I mean, we knew what he was at Iowa, but he was a revelation for you guys too.
I don't really know if it's a revelation. Like, you don't know if the Eagles secondary can cover or not. The quarterback that they face is always under pressure with 4 people.
This is very true. This is true. Now, I do have a question for you, Britne. How do you see them going about replacing Brandon Graham and Josh Sweat?
That's big, Britt. It don't matter how you look at it. That's big.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm not saying it's not a loss, but what I'm saying is I don't think it's as big as a deal as people are trying to make it. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Josh Sweat showed up when?
He did what?
Mattered the most?
Super Bowl, right. Who else showed up that game?
I mean, whoever was on the front for that game. I mean,
and it wasn't just 4 players. It was more than 4 when they was rotating. Jalen Hurts, Nolan Smith, Milton Williams, right? Jalen Carter, Ojumo. Some of the players you guys don't even know. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not concerned because they have players that they're developing that have shown flashes. And I love Joshua. I love the type of player he is. But let's be real. He wasn't playing like that throughout the entire season. And I appreciate him for showing up when it mattered the most. We needed you then. But we also weren't paying you that.
Well, whoever that Yodon dude, obviously ain't never heard me talk about the Cowboys.
So give the Eagles a grade so far.
C.
I was thinking C. I was thinking of C as well.
C because they ain't replacing what they lost.
They're more kind of like maintaining. They're not really like making any splashes. They're just they're leveling,
trying to hold the status quo.
Yeah,
status quo.
I mean, they won last year, so when you win, you really don't want to change too much if you don't have to. So I think they're just, I mean, these retirements and these trades and these free agent signings, these free agent leavings are going to force them to have to make some changes. But I think for the most part, like Britne was saying, the core and the coaching is pretty much intact. You got to get the rotational players. But exactly. you can get studs in the 3rd and 4th round of the draft for that.
And you can also get them. You can also get studs in Atlanta if you want them.
Exactly.
All right, Corey, tell us about them boys.
Hold on. I get my little stuff out. God.
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
Dang, you just moving with this crap. I was trying to get the last Aaron Rodgers thought out. You move.
Oh, go ahead.
No, but Chris said it. You want to keep that core intact. That's what you're looking for. The main core. As much as I love Josh Sweat, as much as I love Milton Williams, they were not a part of that main core. Now, if you want to have a little questions about Darius Slay, I'm a miss him mainly because of what he did for the young guys. CJ Gardner-Johnson, attitude wise, like his attitude and his leadership, and same thing with Darius Slay meant everything. But I think the Jalen Carters, and I didn't see Jalen Carter being an attitude leadership guy, but he showed me otherwise. The Nolan Smiths on that defense, like it's crazy. So, but we got our main core, and I think that's what's most important. Now you just got to figure it out, and I think they'll figure it out. I'm not concerned about it.
He's the best defensive tackle in football.
Unless Aaron Donald come back. If Aaron Donald come back, he's still the best.
Yeah, until Aaron Donald show he's still Aaron Donald.
I mean, I don't think he just retired and started eating Lay's by the boatload.
hey, you don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
motherfucker.
All right, let's talk about them boys.
Nothing impressive. I mean, what on their list is impressive?
The punter,
Dante Fowler.
They got Miles Sanders.
The punter is the second highest paid signing.
Yeah, they got Miles Sanders.
Cowboys, and it's funny what they did. They just signed mediocrity early in free agency. Vice doing it at the last minute.
Get the shock and awe out the way early.
You know what I'm saying? No wide receiver.
Corey is over it, boy.
Bro, no.
Oh, y'all lost Gallup.
Yeah, Gallup. He retired.
Y'all still ain't got a number 2 receiver?
Lost Brandon Cooks. No,
Brandon Cooks. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, Brandon Cooks went down to New Orleans.
Have a number 2 receiver. But Brandon Cooks was there anyway.
No, Gallup didn't retire. Did he retire? No, he just got signed to a team.
That's what I thought.
He retired when he didn't even play with the Raiders last year. He went to the Raiders, then he retired. So if he got picked up by a team, then he came out of retirement.
Commanders. Yeah, he did come out. He got signed to the Commanders.
I know I wasn't tripping.
That's the team that's actually making some moves is the Commanders.
Yeah.
They're making big time moves. Big moves. Cowboys, they ain't do shit. I mean, it's the same thing. And then you had a 1,000-yard running back, Rico Dowdle, and what do? You let him go.
Damn, for real?
You bring in Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
So no, Yoda, I don't make this for the goddamn Cowboys. Maybe you should tune in to Cowboy Spit. I'll let you know how I really feel about the Cowboys. 30 years of fucking trash. That's what it is.
How many years?
30.
Yeah, we don't have to speak too much on them. I think he takes care of it for us.
God, I mean, new coach. I expect some kind of
That's another thing. Well, you go hire a 25-year assistant.
Did you see the nose flare?
Like what are we doing? Just wait till tomorrow. I got something for their ass.
My question though, what are they going to do with Michael Parsons? Are they trying to sign him, or are they going to look to trade him?
It's the same slow ball shit that they do every year. Same shit that they do every single year.
Out.
Just
y'all let Cooper Rush go to the Ravens.
I mean, and then Trey Lance is an unrestricted free agent too, so you don't even have a backup, and your quarterback is coming off a torn hamstring.
Wait.
But we all in though.
Hey, he really mad, yo.
Bro.
You still got CD. I mean, that's the.
Don't get me wrong. I think that with the draft, if they don't get an opportunity in the first round to get Ashton Genty, I think they'll get Tatora McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona. That's a huge pickup. That's something that they've never had. 6'5", 215, and runs a 4.40. That's something that they've never had in Dallas. So that's phenomenal, and then you get one of these running backs from Ohio State in the second or third round, and you might have a ball club, you know what I mean? But you got to hit the draft. I mean, last year we automatically thought that the Cowboys were going to take a running back in the draft. I mean, we all thought that, and then what did they do? They didn't even pick one. You wanted to see what Zeke was going to do.
So what grade you giving them?
I mean, customary average grade, C, D+. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing special.
And if you're gonna give them a C, or I gotta bump the Eagles up or something. If you want to give them a C,
I mean, think about this though, Brit. I mean, we did the same thing that the Eagles did. We holding the status quo. It's just our status quo is
I think we got a little bit better players, but all right.
I don't know about a little bit better. You got a whole lot better. I mean, y'all got a defensive line that actually stops the run. The Cowboys, all you got to do, you ain't even got to throw the ball. You can just run the damn ball up the middle.
See, Corey on that new grading scale where C is like an 85%.
No, sir. It ain't no damn 85%. That shit is average.
It's a new grading scale they try to do so the kids don't fail no more.
Average. And then once again, you let Jerry pull the wool over your eyes. You know, we're going to attack free agency. Selective aggressive. That's what he said.
Y'all got it.
They just signed trash and they just signed trash at the beginning of free agency. That's all they did.
Didn't y'all create some more cap space by
Created $70 million of cap space and did nothing with it. Here's a fun fact about the Cowboys. Dante Fowler is the first free agent that got paid over $8 million in 15 years.
Dang.
Golly.
That's wild.
That is a C, Corey. You sure you want to go like a D minus?
I'd say D plus.
That's that tough crowd, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Dante Fowler had 10.5 sacks last year. You lost DeMarcus Lawrence. You filled the hole with Dante Fowler. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
You got an issue with it. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, you have an issue with what DeMarcus Lawrence said about the Cowboys? Because I think Micah did.
Well, I mean, don't go. I mean, how you gonna talk shit and say I couldn't win the Super Bowl in Dallas and go to fucking Seattle?
Yeah, that threw me off.
What are we talking about? You're not gonna win in Seattle either.
We're not even gonna talk about that Seattle situation because I don't know what the hell is going on over there.
They just cleaned house.
They imploding. I mean, the NFC West is a 2-horse race now.
Yeah, they just cleaned house.
I mean, Seattle and San Francisco just literally took themselves out the race. It was like, we don't want no parts. It is Arizona and LA's division to lose.
Yes, absolutely.
And honestly, LA is probably my favorite to win that division.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes.
They got Devontae Adams over there for sure.
Man.
I mean, the quarterback situation. The quarterback situation. I mean, you traded away Geno Smith and you picked up Sam Darnold. I mean, that's kind of it's about the same. You know what I mean? Maybe Geno might be a little bit better, but Sam Darnold had a hell of a year last year, right?
Y'all gonna see the real Sam Darnold. I promise you. Last year was a fluke, brother. I'm telling you.
I mean,
I think the Jets that drafted him should have brought him back home.
Should have brought him back. I think he would have done pretty good in Pittsburgh.
Probably would have, yeah.
Yeah, he probably would have did good in Pittsburgh.
Only thing he got in Seattle is Jackson Smith and Jigba. Don't get me wrong, Smith and Jigba cold, but
he's the number one. He's the de facto number one. No Tyler Lockett, no DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold seeing ghost again because they ain't got no O-line.
Yeah. They're gonna be in trouble.
Major trouble.
Come on, let's get this shit out the way, man. I knew it. Let's get this shit out the way.
Grade them. Grade them.
So along those same lines as
Eagles.
The Eagles, they're kind of maintaining. I also think Brad Holmes is a drafting genius. So I think he's gonna try to make some plays, do something in the draft, get some gems. But I'm not really surprised about the non-signings, the signings. I get C+.
But you know what though? I think the Lions just got to get healthy because they have the talent. They have to get healthy. You got to get healthy. So that's why I don't think they wanted to go in this free agency and be like, oh my gosh, we need to make big changes. No, the biggest thing was let's get healthy.
I didn't disappear forever. I was here after they got eliminated. I just had scheduling conflicts after that.
Yeah, you just got back.
Hey, Mike, I think Dallas can still. I think they can beat Seattle. I do.
But as far as us, I think, definitely I know that the defense health is priority, of course. And if we can bolster up the depth on defense, cool. I think because the offense is explosive. We know this. The offense can put points up on you in a hurry. I don't see us doing too much. Two maybe offensive picks in this draft. I think everything goes defense. in this draft. I think we get some linemen. I think we get some DBs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe another offensive lineman because we did just lose one. We lost Kevin Zeitler. I can't remember where he went, but maybe get another O lineman. So
the coordinator's gonna hurt Chris.
Yeah, but
I'm with him on this. I think the glass slipper turning into a what Cinderella slipper turn into? A flip flop? A thong flip flop? I don't know. Yeah, I think that slipper turning into a thong flip flop.
Man, we've gone through this for the last
our window closed,
3 years, and you've been proven wrong every year.
No, they ain't got to Super Bowl yet.
We've gotten better every year. Each year you said, I ain't gonna do it again next year. I got to do it again. Get better next year. They've gotten better.
The clock ain't struck 12 yet.
9-8, 12-5, 15-2. Only thing that's it's the Super Bowl. It's literally it.
Or 12 o'clock midnight.
You're such a hater. You don't do this for nobody else's team but me. I don't understand. What is this? Why is this big bro, little bro? I think that's what it is. It's big bro, little bro. That's what it is. That's all it is.
I just think it ain't 12. I think the clock goes straight 12. That's all. The clock struck 12 for the Cowboys like 30 years ago.
You ain't lying.
I gotta see what this draft looks like for us. And of course, new coordinators. I gotta see what kind of system they run. I do like the fact that we hired from within defensively. We brought up our linebackers coach, Kelvin Shepard, which I thought they were going to hire within from both sides. I thought they were going to do Kelvin Shepard was my guess for defensive coordinator. I thought Antoine Randall was going to be OC, but public enemy number one, I think, snatched Antoine Randall Ben Johnson. So
yeah. Wait, Cinderella went home barefoot. So the glass slipper turned. It was just.
The glass slipper didn't turn into nothing, Mel. She lost the glass slipper. The pumpkin turned back. The carriage turned back into a pumpkin.
Oh, the carriage turned into a pumpkin, and the horse turned into a rat. Right? They had little mice because it was horses. She had nice little horses that was pulling the carriage. Right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so the slipper fell off, but she kept one. So she was barefoot. Oh, I thought it turned into a thong flip flop. Okay.
Yeah. Shoot. Fell off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm. You know what? I'm thinking about I watched Cinderella when I was at my.
All right.
No, seriously, we had a dude come. His name was Mr. Ferguson. I played ball with his son. And his son is like now like the Hype Williams of rap now. He do music videos. He was nice in basketball though, but he do music videos. But anyway, Mr. Ferguson, he came and did Cinderella at my elementary school. He acted it out. He had like a big Converse shoe that was for the slipper, and so he acted out the whole Cinderella for us in the library. I never forget it. So that's what I remember. I remember Cinderella because the Converse turned into a thong flip flop.
So before
that was the most bullshit ass story I'd have never heard in my life.
I'm dead. I can call Chris Ferguson right now. He know his dad did Cinderella. I guarantee you, Cinderella, man.
So before we get up out of here, I want y'all to pick one absolute winner and one absolute loser so far in free agency.
I think an absolute winner would be Washington. They just getting better, and to be honest,
older for sure.
It's kind of scary. I'm telling you, they're getting better. They got a pretty decent squad.
I can see it. Ain't not bad.
Loser, the absolute loser for me would be Pittsburgh if they sign Aaron Rodgers.
I would have liked for the Commanders to be able to get Devontae Adams instead of letting them go to the Rams.
That's what I was going to say. My winner.
Huh?
They got Debo.
Yeah, they do got Debo. So they got Debo and McLaren.
Yeah.
And also, I think
Jahan Dotson is in the slot.
Jahan Dotson is not with the Commanders. The
Oh,
heck y'all talking
no, no. God, what's
Doug.
there's? Oh, I know. Oh boy, name. They're wide receiver 3 now.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Brown.
I said Daniel's gonna be RG3 in 2 years.
Brown.
De'Ami Brown. Yes, thank you, De'Ami Brown. Yeah.
I'm going with. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
For me,
oh, they got Luke McCaffrey too.
The absolute loser for sure is San Francisco.
Oh,
I have no idea what's going on over there.
I don't either, man.
You know what I think it is? I think somebody is being held prisoner over this Brock Purdy contract extension because about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks, there was a report that the contract that was on the table was going to give him $45 a year, which would have made him the 13th highest paid quarterback in the league. I think somewhere somebody's telling him to ask for 60. And I think they don't have the money, or they didn't have the money prior to give him 60. So you couldn't pay Dre Greenlaw. You couldn't pay Talanoa Hufanga. You couldn't pay Travarius Ward. You couldn't pay all these other. You couldn't handle Debo's contract. You're trying to shop Ayuk because that's cutting into your Brock Purdy. So I think they're selling out to try and get this Brock Purdy extension at the sacrifice of the rest of the team.
I don't think so, Chris, because you just watched the Cowboys with a $60 and a $35 million wide receiver just open up $70 million in cap space. It's not. That's just not true. I'm telling you, I'm just waiting to show everybody what San Francisco is doing. I know exactly what they're doing.
What they
doing?
What they doing, Corey?
I'm telling you, man, they trying to change the whole dynamic of the football team. Just go figure it out.
Well, I think they said that though. They came out and said that. They was like, we don't like what the direction that we went in the last so many years. We just want to change this. So they basically, you could call it what you want. I'm calling it starting over.
It's a full blown rebuild at this point, and I have some Niners homies who were in denial about it, and I'm telling them, like, in the season you got all the injuries, the contract dramas, and I'm like, then the 6-11 record at the end. I'm like, listen, you're going to be in a rebuild. They didn't believe it. Then pieces started falling off the board, not getting re-signed, people getting traded. My homeboy texted me, he was like, man, you might be right. I think we in a rebuild. I was like, I tried to tell you. I was like, y'all couldn't hold on to it forever.
Yeah, they holding on.
They got some expensive pieces over there though with CMC.
Like, there's no way you let Dre Greenlaw, the safety, Debo, like you let all these players go. You're gonna feel
we don't know the future of Trent Williams. He hasn't come out and said if he's coming back or not.
Nothing. And you Christian McCaffrey on 2 bad calves. Your best player on offense is gonna be Ricky Pearsall.
I think they got rid of one of their running backs too.
They got rid of him.
They traded one.
Was it Elijah Mitchell?
Mason.
Oh, Mason, yeah, Mason. So now you back down to CMC if available. Isaac Garendo, who he also got hurt.
But then I think didn't they lose an offensive lineman too?
Possibly.
But you know what? They signed Kyle Juszczyk. Everything's all right in the world.
Kyle Juszczyk and Ricky Pearsall. That's what you got.
For me, my winner is I gotta go with the Rams. That Devontae Adams signing.
Just that one addition?
That's a big addition to that offense, though.
I kind of wish they would have got Devontae and kept Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, but they got him and Puka. Puka is destroying people. Even when Cooper is not there. So you got Puka and Devontae Adams on that daggone offense.
And we know what Matthew Stafford can do with elite receivers. I mean,
if he get the time, he has to get the time, though.
Of course.
He don't have the time. He get a little rattled there, but
got a nice little running game too. They got 2 good running backs.
Mm-hmm.
That and then their
young defense is coming alive.
I was gonna say that young defense.
Jared Verse is a revelation. Yeah, I like Jared Verse. So that's why they're my favorites to win the NFC West this year.
Yeah,
and with San Francisco and Seattle falling off the cliff, it's really, we don't know what Arizona is going to look like. It's really, they could win that division at 9-8.
Yeah,
But I don't even think they'll be that bad this year.
Nah,
But
they ain't gonna be 9-8.
that's why they're my winners. My losers, I'd probably say between Seattle and San Fran, of course, because they was just letting people go. But understandable. And then my overrated team, although it's not an option. Y'all can say what you want. It's not because they're right. Commanders are a good team, but I think their moves, it just felt like they just were looking to spend money on
Just doing shit.
right. Like
So we get their
I
tax money
understand.
and go get crazy shit.
Right, I understand Debo. He's talented, but Debo is also not what Debo once was, and he's older. Like,
And he's
And
injury
he's over
prone now.
and he's overweight.
Overweight and injury prone now too.
Right,
Yeah.
like Laramie Tunsil, and he was one of the best tackles in the game, but he's also older. Zach Ertz
33?
is older. Like they just got old around. Like you got to balance this out. You're not balancing anything out. You just say, you know what? Let's just stay old with our young quarterback. I need somebody to also grow with my young quarterback. So I feel like
Rest
they're
in peace to a legendary, iconic, great George Foreman, man. Thanks for the super chat, Roland.
I ain't seen Roland in a minute, man. What's up, man?
He popped back up last week.
What's up, Roland?
He been hiding.
Oh, but eternal losers in every stage of any NFL season is always going to be the Giants. I don't know what they got going on.
Forgot about them. They're forgettable. That's why.
They just
signed James. They just signed Crab Legs.
Signed him to a 2-year, $8 million deal, and they still in search of getting Aaron Rodgers or someone else.
And Crab Legs go start.
If Aaron Rodgers goes there, why is Aaron Rodgers even looking to go there? That's what I'm trying. Why are the Giants even looking for Aaron Rodgers to go there? To do what?
Because hold on, but do we expect anything different from the same team that said, "Hey, we're gonna let you go out and test free agency. Just give me your word, you'll come back and talk to me." This is the same people we're expecting something spectacular from.
Who do they draft? Do they draft their first ever?
They draft top 3, I think.
Do they draft their first ever black quarterback?
That's wild.
It either be Cam Ward or Shador.
That's so crazy.
Or do they draft Travis Hunter?
You need a quarterback.
I agree 100%.
You gotta get your quarterback.
Crablets can get it done.
Who?
Crab Legs.
Jameis Crab Legs, famous Jameis.
Oh, Jameson was.
He stole Crab Legs and
Crab Legs Winston. Stole them Crab Legs and been giving the best motivational speeches ever since.
Last team we didn't talk about.
Who?
The signings or the extensions, I should say, of T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, highest paid non-quarterback.
I like it for the moment, but I think Cincinnati just kind of effed himself in the long run.
That's a lot of money on offense, boy. I mean, a lot.
Because Joe is already getting what from his extension a couple years ago. He's already getting 250 something, right?
56.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put what?
56, 40, and 32.
You already saying Trey Hendrickson can request a trade. I mean, you're handicapping yourself.
They're looking to extend him out, so which means he's going to get more money per year.
Who, Trey?
Mm-hmm. They're talking about it right now, and they need
I
help a lot on that defense.
Yeah, and that O-line, because my goodness. I mean, I like it. You keep the band together. I mean, and I like what Jamar Chase said. He corrected the report. He was like, 1A, having your teammates back. I mean, we know who Jamar Chase is, though. Like, he was arguably the greatest. I mean, he won the Triple Crown last year. So,
yeah.
Keep the band together is cool, but you're not winning.
You're not winning.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a crazy stat that you had the sack leader, you had the yards and touchdown leader, and you had the receiving leader on the same team, and you missed the playoffs.
It's crazy.
And they're gonna need a pass rush because they gotta see Kansas City. So I don't understand why they wanted to put all their money. I mean, but hey, at the end of the day, maybe they feel like, hey, look, y'all got to stop us too. So I don't know. I don't know what the plan is.
They're just gonna win games 50-48.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, and they're gonna have to keep Home Alone too healthy, because if he get hurt again,
I mean, he's having some of the freakiest injuries.
I know,
it's weird,
crazy. On an NFL note, but not a free agency note, man. Shout out to Deshaun Watson for getting engaged.
No doubt.
Shout out to that man for finding some happiness, man.
Shout out to her for sticking around.
That's what I said.
Oh, and you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? We haven't heard nothing else about the Justin Tucker situation.
Oh no, you're not gonna hear about that.
Crazy work.
No,
the right complexion. That's why.
Tuck was out there wilding, boy.
They're gonna protect him.
He kept it tucked though, didn't he?
Maybe that's why he was missing field goals, because he knew what was coming at the end of the season.
Oh, he ain't even practicing no more. that man was too good, man. I was like, man, that dude too good. He probably done quit practicing. Like it's too easy for him, man.
He was automatic. He was automatic.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
That's free agency so far, y'all.
Check this out though. I'm looking at the NBA scores. Something has happened over the last week, right? For the Phoenix Suns, Bradley Beal went out, right? He nursing an injury, right? Cody Martin came back from injury, right? So they've been playing Cody Martin a lot of good minutes, and they started playing Dunmore, who was a really good wiry defender, and they've been playing Iguodala more. And all of a sudden, Phoenix Suns defense, I mean, it happened 3 games ago. I was watching it. They had a horrible first half. Second half, they came out, and all of a sudden, something switched. The defense, I've never seen Phoenix play defense like this in 3 years. And I was like, can they do it? Can they? Okay, so that was one game. They had a good win against somebody. I can't remember who it was. So they came back the next game. The defense was there again. And Devin Booker had a horrible shooting first half. The defense gave them a lead, and then in the second half, Devin Booker got hot. He ended up with 36. And right now, they beating the second best team in the league, the Cavs, at halftime by double digits. They gave them 62 in the first half. Defense looked like he's looking good again because nobody for Cleveland is in double digits.
Their leading scorer is Ty Jerome.
So I'm about to go watch the rest of this game, y'all. If their defense is picking up, they might make a run and build, and they probably won't be able to get in the playoffs without the play-in, you know. So, but they could be coming around, y'all. Just saying,
it'd be a nice story.
Yeah, it would be nice to see. Yep. But all right, y'all. I appreciate all the phone calls. I appreciate the super chats. Prayers up for my boy Jay. Like I said in the description box, his information is there if you want to call. Even if you just want to call and encourage him, maybe you know somebody who went through this, with dialysis and kidney failure and all that stuff. Maybe you can just give him some encouraging words, encouraging text messages, voicemails, or whatever the case may be. But the ultimate help would be if you actually could become a donor, man. So I appreciate everybody for even considering it and praying for my boy. So but yeah, and thank you for tuning in and the super chats and all that. So who getting the super chats tonight?
Send them to Jay.
All right, send them to Jay. All right, y'all. Catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.